Not for long.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the XFL. That's right, the X-Pound Fantasy League. I am James Phoenix. With me, as always, is Geoff.
What's up?
And we are here to talk about the WWE Royal Rumble 2019 that happened last Sunday.
The Royal Rumble.
Yep, last on the 27th from Phoenix, Arizona.
Caca?
Hmm?
It's only for noise I know.
Yeah. At any rate, we are going to go ahead and recap the Royal Rumble, score it, do the usuals, and go
First,
from there.
let's look at the happy totals from last week.
Well, obviously, I'm going to do that. I'm just summarizing.
Hmm.
I need to get ahead of yourself.
Hmm.
What extra windows? Get rid of that. Okay.
You and your extra windows.
I want to make sure that's not what I want. Where's my screecher? Here we go. All right, let's go over here. Oh, wrong button. No, that's not what I want. Let's try that again. Live, everybody.
Woo!
There we go. What the hell?
What?
Oh, it's just being weird. There we go. Okay. There we go. Anyway, as you can see, in the lead at 3,092 points is the Extremely Legit Yes Movement. Followed at second place at 25-25 by the Rowdy Last Kickers, and I'm way back in last with 1884. The Big Dogs Club minus the Big Dog.
Yep. And it's also worth noting that the totals are going to be slightly off today because we have trades that need to be made and we don't have a TIFF.
Well, we already knew that, but like I said, we'll have a general accuracy up to this point, and anything that's moved, it's not going to fluctuate the points that much. So,
well, except for Shane because new champion. Spoilers.
eh. Still, it won't be that bad.
I also want to say on the record, I feel kind of bad for you. You kind of got shafted at the Rumble.
How so?
Because, like, Tiff had like half the points. I had half the points. You had like almost nothing. Because all the title stuff was me and Tiff. The only title thing you were involved in was that tag team match. That's like the only points you got, really, aside from people who like actually entered the Rumble.
I have Brock and Finn, you idiot.
Oh yeah, you have that too, but that's like one. Still, the fact of the matter is, Tiff and I have most of the points. I just going through this, I was like, man, I feel kind of bad for Jim. He barely has anything on here.
Well, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, go typeth the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Hang on. Let's go over to the leaderboards. Top of the leaderboards is Finn Balor at 217 points, just ahead of Seth freaking Rollins. Following him is Dean Ambrose at 214. Sasha Banks, the boss, at 189. Leo Rush clocking in at 172. Followed by Bobby Lashley, just behind his manager at 166. Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey coming in at 162. Followed by Chad Gable, one half the Raw Tag Team Champions, at 161. Natalia's clocking in at 159, and running out the top 10 is Hideo Itami at 158.
Yeah. By the way, aside from Brock and Finn, you also had the two matches on the card that meant fuck all. Well, I guess one of them kind of meant a little bit, but you got shafted horribly in that match.
Which match?
The Rusev match, where you lost a title.
That is true.
It's like, wow. That just made Rusev completely irrelevant.
Yep.
But we'll get to that when I get to the recap.
Yeah. Okay. That's where we are on the leaderboard. So let me throw them into order.
Absolutely.
And we're going to kick off with the pre-show.
Yep. Actually, it's officially called the kickoff. If you go
Okay.
on, yeah,
Yep,
if you go on the network, it actually says
Yep,
Royal
kickoff
Rumble
show.
kickoff.
All right. So our opening kickoff panel was Jonathan Coachman, Beth Phoenix, Booker T, and Jerry the King Lawler.
Yep. And can I say thank God for the coach? Because fuck Peter Rosenberg. No offense to the guy, but finally we have someone on the panel who actually knows what he's talking about. Because, he lived about half of that shit. Yeah, Jonathan Coachman was an excellent moderator / host. He was awesome.
Well, that's kind of why they gave him the job.
Yeah. So interspersed, they, hype up the show, talk about stuff, and I wish they'd have let Beth Phoenix talk more. Felt kind of bad for her being like the only woman on that panel, and like they really only let her talk when they were talking about the women's stuff, which comprised maybe a quarter of the entire Royal Rumble. So she really didn't have a lot to talk about, or they didn't give her a lot to talk about, I should put. I kind of wish they'd actually let her comment on a bunch of the men's stuff, because come on, that's still relevant for her to talk about. It's still the business. It's still wrestling. Nothing's changed. But no, they didn't. And I was like, oh.
Oh, nothing has changed, right? And that includes the WWE's attitudes toward women.
Apparently.
It seems fairly obvious when in twice in 1 week we had the whole, oh my God, this woman is accidentally naked shtick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Becky's not as bad as Sasha's. In some ways you consider it worse, but it wasn't as huge, shall we say.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, you missed that. Did you see the Becky Asuka match?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of her girls popped out.
Almost. She caught it.
Popped out enough that they cut to black.
I didn't see them cut to black when I was watching it.
Oh, because when I watched it, and maybe they did it for the rewatch, I don't know, but when I was watching it on the network, they cut to black pretty goddamn fast.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Like, I didn't even see the girl. I was just like, oh, I bet you that's what happened. And because it cuts to black, and then it cuts back in, and at the point that cuts back in, you can actually see her like stuffing it back into her ring gear. So I was like, okay, that must be what happened. And I know, like, other people have been talking about it, so it's,
all right.
Pretty sure it was there in the official
all I know is I remember her kind of, she's on the ground with Asuka to kind of go in, and she grabbed the top and pulled it back up as they were in a pinfall maneuver or whatever the hell was going on the mat.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw it cut to black, so. But we'll get to that, too.
Not one yet. That wasn't what I meant.
Oh, what did you mean? Because I know. Are you talking about like the Alexa Bliss thing?
Yeah, the Alexa Bliss thing, and then the fucking
Yeah, I know about Sasha.
Yeah, no, not the Sasha. The Alexa Bliss thing, and the one on SmackDown that same week, fucking Mandy Rose.
Oh, I thought you meant Sasha naked from the waist down.
No, that was a whole separate thing. I mean, you can't avoid that happening. Sometimes that shit happens. But I was talking about the months where they did it fake intentionally as part of a story.
Yeah.
Anyway, also the pre-show, Jerry Lawler confirms that Braun Strowman is going to compete in tonight's Royal Rumble in place of the injured John Cena.
Oh, was he injured? Is that why they? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because the leg thing, right?
Because Drew McIntyre broke his ankle.
There, quote unquote, broke his ankle.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a promo from Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville.
Are you not going to let me recap?
I thought you were just going to do the matches.
I have all the promos too.
All right, go for it.
So it cuts backstage, and Mandy and Sonya there. Mandy's talking about how she's better than Naomi, and she's going to win the Rumble. And Sonya, joins in the promo about winning the Royal Rumble. And Mandy's like, one of the reasons that she is going to win is because, like most of the people in the Royal Rumble, she has a friend that she could trust to watch her back. And Sonya Deville goes, until she doesn't. And Mandy Rose kind of gives her this, like, really confused look. He goes, until she doesn't. So a little foreshadowing, maybe.
Could be.
So 5 to the ladies for cutting a promo. And a halfway decent one at that.
Fair enough. Let's go over here. Excuse me. We got a lot of matches to cover, so don't draw on the promos too much.
Mm-hmm.
Annie and Sonia. You can continue.
All right. And if there's anything of relevancy from the panel, you can intersperse it because I don't remember most. Actually, I just remember they did talk about stuff. It's also worth noting that they had a kind of second contingent to that panel out on the field. They had JBL and Charlie Caruso.
Yes, I remember hearing about that.
And then later on, the three disappear, leaving Coach as the host, and HBK and who comes out with him? HBK and someone else joins him. Oh, David Otunga. That's right. Actually, I think Beth stays out there, but I think King and Booker go away, and then HBK and Otunga come out. So you get some HBK Otunga stuff, and HBK sounding a lot less frazzled than he has in the past. But anyway, so the next promo we cut to a door, and I can't remember who's standing outside of it. It's one of the female interviewers. And DM the GM walks out of it, and apparently that door is supposed to signify Mr. McMahon's office because she asks him about talking to Vince McMahon. And, of course, with DM the GM comes before the DM, and he's like, well, yes, I am excited about the 205 Live, the Cruiserweight title match coming up. Thank you for asking. And basically Hawks 205 Live in that match. And he's like, and as far as Mr. McMahon is concerned, I have spoken to Mr. McMahon, and since Occam is injured, yes, Occam is injured, so sucks to be you, Jim. Occam and Rezar would like to get back into the tag team title hunt after Occam is no longer injured. And so would the Revival. So Mr. McMahon has granted a unique opportunity later tonight for Rezar to team with the Revival's Scott Dawson against the current Raw Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. So fuck the Raw Tag Team titles. They don't rate even to be defended at the pay-per-view, apparently.
I'm assuming that's because no one in their right mind expected this random ass tag team to win, so it would have been pointless.
No, but I'm just saying, instead of I don't know, them versus the Revival for the titles, so at least the titles are defended. It's like, no, we're just gonna do this random match that means fuck all, and just devalues the titles even more. But anyway, Drake Maverick says
we gotta transfer some value over to those new women's tag titles,
I suppose. But Drake Maverick says he believes if this team wins their match, both teams could be in line for a Raw Tag Team title opportunity. And then he walks off. So 5 points to DM the GM for promo.
Sounds good.
Also looking pretty snazzy in black t-shirt and AOP green leather jacket.
Nice. Okay.
All right. Next promo is out at the panel where R-Truth and Carmella crashed the panel. And the crowd behind them has been rowdy this entire time. So credit to the WWE Universe for actually giving a shit this time, for once, about what's going on. Chanting various things at the panel and whatnot. Like, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry at the beginning of stuff. And when Truth and Carmella come out, they start chanting and screaming, "What's up?" at R-Truth. Who smiles because he's like, holy shit, I'm actually relevant. What the hell? So they crash the panel, talk about getting number 30. And R-Truth continues with his shtick of not knowing what the fuck he's talking about. And says he's going to be number 30 in the Elimination Chamber.
That's about right.
Which Carmella politely reminds him, no, this is the Royal Rumble, darling. So they talk about being number 30 and about winning the Royal Rumble and stuff like that. And so that's their obligatory promo to say we're going to win the Royal Rumble. And they kind of go saunter off with the people and go party with the people, leaving the panel to their things. So 5 points to Truth and Carmella for crashing a panel.
Okay. There is Carmella. Right there. Am I the one who wants to see a 30-man elimination chamber now?
I don't know how they would do that. They'd have to stop the match every 5 people and refill the pods.
Well, no. My theory would be what you do is you install it is basically raise the chamber up a little bit since they don't leave it anyway, and basically install an entrance where they could be basically so they could enter below and then be raised up into the pods and then released in.
That could be interesting.
And basically what you do is you start off with the original guys. Once all 6 main guys are in there, then you let up the next 4 pods. But then once you do that, you don't let more guys in until one of the 6 is eliminated. So there's never more than 6 guys in the ring at a time.
I could see that.
Make it happen, Vince.
Indeed. So then we cut to.
Did I give Truth this points?
I have no idea if you gave Truth his points.
Let's find out. Yes, I did. Okay, you may continue.
All right, so we cut to pre-taped earlier tonight segment of Alexa Bliss, basically being interviewed about coming back from injury and what she expects with the Royal Rumble stuff. Basically, it's obligatory. I'm Alexa Bliss, and I'm back, and I'm going to win the Royal Rumble promo. So 5 points to Little Miss Bliss.
Sounds good. Spoiler alert, no, you're not.
No, but she did really well.
She did. Yeah, Alexa Bliss. Okay. Continue.
Then we cut to the bowels of the arena in a darkened room where Samoa Joe looks creepy as shit and cuts a terrifying promo saying he's going to kill everyone in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's about right.
So 5 points to Godzilla over there.
Emphasis on Mustafa Ali.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we cut to the promo of the night.
Okay.
We cut to empty arena, presumably before all this started.
Well, first, Jonathan Coachman shows us the David vs. Goliath themed video package of Finn and Brock. Then we go to this promo.
Actually, I should mention before this, to set this up, the panel mentions, or courtesy of Jonathan Coachman, mentions that the arena, the Chase Stadium Arena, has crafted a new one-time super burger. It's like the Royal Rumble burger or some shit like that. It's like a burger with bacon and all kinds of shit in it. It's with 3 fried mac and cheese bites stuck on top of it. Honestly, it looks like a heart attack waiting to happen. And
I actually read about this burger. Leading up to the show, and it sounded like an interesting. I mean, no worse than some of the burgers I've seen in some of these restaurants, but it did sound like an interesting concept. I failed to see how it related to the Royal Rumble exactly.
Yeah, it didn't look like they really thought through the kind of presentation of the burger.
Yeah, for the record, according to Chase Field, we put an 18-ounce pork bratwurst patty on a toasted onion roll. Then we added cheddar cheese, smoked bacon, crispy coleslaw, fried onions, and barbecue aioli. And then we topped it with fried mac and cheese wedges.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Yeah, there's a picture here. You want to put the picture up?
If you'd like to.
Let me, there we go. Let's put this, let me switch over the screen share here. Let's put the burger up for just a sec here. There you go.
Yeah, tell me that doesn't look like a heart attack on a plate.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, that's an onion ring. That's 2 wedges and an onion ring. I didn't notice that before.
Yep.
Fair enough. So, I'm fairly certain the only reason
I think that's 3 wedges.
3 wedges and an onion ring? Because that's an onion ring. That's the circular thing is an onion ring.
No, it's not. It's one of the wedges on its side. You're just seeing one side of the...
Okay, so I was right before. It is 3 wedges. I'm pretty sure the only reason they made this was for the next promo segment that immediately followed them announcing the burger. Because we cut to Daniel Bryan in an empty arena, who cuts one of the greatest heel promos I've ever seen. Basically, obviously having to talk about AJ Styles, but he talks about, his vegan lifestyle and about, putting garbage in your bodies, and you come to these sports arenas and you put trash in your body and blah blah blah. And then he reaches down and he picks up this Royal Rumble burger that they happen to give him, and talks about how this is a fucking heart attack on a plate, and you guys should be ashamed of eating this slop because this is complete and total trash, and basically completely slams Chase Field and the burger, puts the burger on the ground, and stomps all over it.
I mean that he's an incredibly over heel and people want to be against him. The second he did that, 500 people went and bought a burger.
Really?
I'll just say that's probably what happened.
Probably. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the whole reason they made the burger was so that Daniel Bryan could cut a heel promo bashing it. Because I find it terribly convenient that Daniel Bryan had this specific promo ready in his pocket for this burger that no one knew was coming.
Well, no, they announced the burger beforehand on social media. This picture, the picture I'm showing you is from WWE.com where they announced the burger.
Fair enough. But yes, this was a truly fantastic heel promo by the new Daniel Bryan. Great empty arena promo.
All of his promos usually are.
Yep. So 5 points to the new Daniel Bryan.
Let me get to the thing here. Present to everyone. Okay. Daniel Bryan. Let's see about 104.
All right.
Okay.
Then we cut to the most pointless match of the night. Bobby Roode and Chad Gable versus Rezar and Scott Dawson non-title match with DM the GM. Because apparently Dash Wilder couldn't be arsed showing up. Some tag team partner you have there, Scott.
I think Dash Wilder is also injured.
Oh. Okay. DM the GM didn't mention that.
Or at least that's how the recap that I have explains it. When DM Jim cut his promo, he said these men were teaming up because their respective partners were injured.
Okay, because I don't remember him mentioning Dash Wilder was injured. I remember him mentioning Occam was injured. Fair enough.
Okay, like I said, all I know is Drake Maverick is backstage walking out of Vince McMahon's office. He says Rezar of AOP and Dawson of Revival will team up tonight due to their partners' injuries.
Fair enough. I don't think that's the case, but fair enough. Anyway, so we have this match, which, truth be told, was meh. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really that good of a match. It was just pointless.
Mm-hmm.
But Rezar and Dawson did look like they could potentially pull this out because, as the commentators pointed out, Scott Dawson is a tag team specialist. And They did some tag team stuff. And looked like it was going okay for the two men until they attempted a double team where Rezar grabbed Bobby Roode, who's the legal man, from behind and held him as Scott Dawson went up on top of the turnbuckle to go for a missile drop kick. And apparently Rezar's not as strong as he looked because Bobby Roode just kind of wriggled and ducked out of the way. Despite the fact Rezar was supposed to have been holding him, holding him by the arms.
Yep.
So, I don't know what's up with that, but Bobby Roode moves out the way. Drake Maverick missile drop kicks Rezar in the face.
Wait, Drake Maverick?
Not Drake Maverick. Scott Dawson missile drop kicks Rezar in the face.
I was like, Drake Maverick's probably got a better missile drop kick.
I don't know. Scott Dawson's look pretty legit.
That's fair.
Then Bobby Roode kicks Dawson's ass, tags in Chad Gable, fucking moonsault double team 1, 2, 3. Chad Gable wins.
Well, there you go.
So, completely utter pointless match that was honestly not that exciting, and the crowd kind of agreed with my assessment because they gave zero shits about this match.
Fair enough.
So, 5 points to DM the GM for being out there and not actually trying to help his team win.
Okay.
You fail as a manager, Drake Maverick.
Well, in fairness, the last time he tried that, he cost his team the tag team titles.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Anyway.
But at least he tried. This time he didn't even try, and they still lost.
That's true. Anyway, continue.
So, we have Rezar, 8 points for failing in a match.
All right. 21. Okay.
Scott Dawson, 9 points for actually doing a move.
92. Okay.
Bobby Roode, 8 points for being in the match, 15 for being on the winning team, 4 moves, 27 points to Bobby Roode.
157.
And your winner, Chad Gable.
Yes.
8 points for being in the match, 30 points for winning the match, 3 for countering a stalling choke slam, 3 for doing moves, total of 44 points to Chad Gable.
How you getting 44?
38 plus 3 plus 3.
Wait, why is there 3 twice?
3 for the counter, 3 for moves.
Okay, got it. Fair enough. So that would be, let's see, 40 would be 205 live.
All right. Then we cut to JBL and Charlie Caruso out on the ramp, interrupted by the man of the hour and the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
And they cut their promo of why Bobby Lashley is going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
5 points to Leo Rush for cutting the promo. 5 points to Bobby Lashley for striking a bunch of poses.
Mm. Should be noted that JBL made use of his longevity and told some stories about his memories of when Bobby Lashley first came to the WWE.
He did. For once, JBL was tolerable and not being a dick.
Yep. All right.
So then we cut to the match that completely fucked you over and made you question why they even gave Rusev the title in the first place, and has now made Rusev a complete joke. He has no career any longer.
Yep. It's worth noting that just before this, this is the point at which Booker T and Lawler left the kickoff panel, and Otunga and Michaels joined it.
Indeed. So we have Nakamura versus Rusev with Lana for the U.S. Championship. And yeah, this match sucked. I'm sorry. This was like the worst match of the night. Like, this is supposed to be for a title. There is a title change, and this is the worst match of the night. It was a garbage match. Like, there was some good spots, there was some good moves, but on the whole, it was a boring match, and the outcome was pointless. It was like, wait, what? So, yeah, and it seemed like the entire point of this match, aside from, oh, let's take the title off Rusev because he's trash, it was to injure Lana for the spot later on in the night at the Women's Royal Rumble, because fuck Lana, she doesn't get to wrestle either. So in one fell swoop, they managed to completely destroy both the careers of Rusev and Lana. So good job, WWE. Because they pull off another, Lana's trying to tell the ref that Shinsuke's cheating because he was pulling off the corner pad, and the ref's trying to tell her to get off, and then Shinsuke got in her face and was taunting her, and Rusev tried to attack from behind, and he just moved out the way, and Rusev smacked into Lana, who fell off the apron and twisted her ankle. So yeah, it's like, really? This match was stupid. But Nakamura wins off of that because Rusev's like, oh my god, Lana, are you all right? Rusev turns around, Kinshasa 1, 2, 3. So yeah,
actually, he didn't even turn around. Shinsuke just Kinshasa him in the back of the head.
That's right. He Kinshasa him in the back of the head 1, 2, 3. So Rusev is a complete total joke and failure.
Mm.
He should just go to AEW at this point because he has no future in the WWE at this point.
And stay tuned for SmackDown No Recovery tomorrow, because so Shinsuke.
I heard that was a botch. I heard that was not what was supposed to happen, but yeah. Because as you know, when fuck-ups happen, the refs have to call it down the middle, even if it means fucking everything over. So, yeah.
It wasn't fucked over that much.
Yeah, well.
After that happened, they immediately sent out Rusev, and there was another match, and he won that one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so no, that might not have been when it was supposed to end, but the end result is what was intended.
Fair.
Because, yeah, he did that, then Rusev came out, and then there was another, and again, also a title defense, so that's 2 title defenses. Back to back. Won them both.
Fair.
I should say a victory and a defense. I should say. Let me amend that.
Fair.
So yeah, that's where we're at.
Well, I guess they figured since they fucked up and put it on him, they weren't just going to take it right off him because,
Like I said, I don't think they fucked up and put it on him. The fact that they went out of their way to then send another guy out and do another match, like there's no way that wasn't planned.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
so what, you think they wanted to put it back on Shinsuke just to get it on a heel so he could win?
Yes.
Okay,
which made no sense because then they turned Rusev heel.
Right?
Because on SmackDown, then they turned around and turned Rusev heel, and now he and Shinsuke are a team of some kind.
Really? Okay, then.
Yeah, I don't know. That apparently happened. Purportedly, it's a one night only thing because they equally want revenge on R-Truth.
Well, I guess we'll get to that tomorrow.
Yeah, there was some weird shit happening on SmackDown. We'll get to that. Anyway, points for this horrible match.
So 11 points to Lana for accompanying interference.
All right, so let's see. Wait, no, that's Lars Sullivan. I want Lana. How did Lars Sullivan not show up in the Royal Rumble, by the way?
He quit.
Wait,
you didn't hear about him? You didn't hear him hear about him walking out?
I did not hear about him walking out.
Like, supposedly he was walking out because of anxiety and stuff, but there's kind of a rumor going around that it's more than that, and he just literally walked out of the WWE.
Oh, then why do we still have him on the roster?
Because it hasn't been substantiated by WWE or anyone else.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Anyway, does Lana get sympathy points for having the worst career trajectory in the company?
She gets sympathy, not points.
Fair. Moving on.
And then we have Rusev.
Yes.
8 points for being in a match, 3 for avoiding a roundhouse kick, 5 for actually doing moves, for a total of 16 points to the worst wrestler in the business right now in terms of career, not in terms of skill. That would go to Jinder Mahal.
Right, 16 and 6 would be 122.
Then Shinsuke Nakamura. 8 points for being in a match, 30 for winning the match, 40 for new U.S. champion, 6 for avoiding some moves, 5 for doing a bunch of moves, total of 89 points to Shinsuke Nakamura.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay, now, how many is that? 89 you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 89. And the 53 puts Shinsuke at 142.
I told you they just basically handed out points to Tiff at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, seems like it. Anyway, continuing along.
So then we cut to what was probably the best women's promo of the night, cutting down to like Mick Foley's dungeon somewhere.
The bowels of the arena.
No, Joe was in the bowels of the arena. She was in the goddamn dungeon.
Okay.
Or the boiler room. Because literally it cuts down there, and it's Nikki Cross in the dark against a mesh fence.
Yeah.
And she cuts one hell of a promo.
Cool.
About how she's going to win the Royal Rumble. And I have in my notes, she's basically this generation's Victoria.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like, she is fucking fantastic. They need to push this woman.
I think that's the plan.
Because holy shit.
Yeah.
So 5 points to Nikki Cross.
Yep, I got that. That's her at 36. Continuing on.
All right. Then we have what's probably the match of the kickoff.
Well, first the panelist shows some footage from NXT TakeOver and talks about that.
Yes, which I heard was a fantastic show. And Michaels talks about it.
Yes, it informs us about the upcoming Halftime Heat program.
Are we going to score that?
No.
No, that's NXT. No, there's another thing they mentioned too. That was wondering if we were going to score, and it's a like pay-per-view event that's NXT UK, and 205 Live together for the first time.
Yes, we're not scoring that either.
Even if the 205 Live stuff has relevancy to current 205 Live storylines.
It won't, and if it does, I don't care. Unless the Cruiserweight title changes hands, we're not scoring anything.
Fair.
Anyway, yes, halftime heat will feature NXT superstars competing in a series of high-intensity matchups, including a six-man match between Aleister Black, Ricochet, and the Velveteen Dream taking on Johnny Wrestling, Tommaso Ciampa, and Adam Cole, which will happen during the halftime of the Super Bowl on Sunday.
I have to say, kudos to WWE for jumping on the fact that people are starting to care less and less about the halftime show.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they care about us. Fuck, let's put on some wrestling.
Makes sense. Although I still support last year's petition to have the halftime show hosted by Weird Al.
That'd be awesome.
So anyway, then we go to the Cruiserweight match.
Yes, and at this point, I'd like to say, fuck you, Jim, you lying bastard.
Okay.
You said Akira Tozawa won this match. You flat out lied.
No, I didn't say Akira Tozawa won this match. I said Akira Tozawa won his match on 205.
Oh, because I remember we were talking about this match, and you were like, well, Hideo Itami didn't win. I was like, well, who did? And you said Akira Tozawa. I said, oh.
No, I was talking about on 205 Live. Because I was looking at the thing and said, oh, there's all kinds of reports that Hideo Itami has been granted his release and he left.
Mm-hmm.
You said, oh, and I said, yeah, he lost his match to Tozawa, which was his match on 205, which could be his last match in WWE if those rumors are true. That was what I was talking about.
So you didn't mention 205 Live, you just mentioned Tozawa.
Oh, my apologies. I was not talking about 205 Live. No, this match was not Akira Tozawa.
I have to say, after scoring the matches I've scored, thank God Seth won the Royal Rumble. That's the only thing that's going to keep me in the lead, I think.
Well, we'll find out. Let's keep...
So, we have... Kalisto comes out with Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik, who accompany him to the ring and then leave. Yep. And then and then Akira Tozawa comes out. And then Hideo Itami comes out with Ari Daivari, who accompanies him to the ring and then leaves. And then Buddy Murphy comes out, because the champion comes out last, like he's supposed to.
Yep. And
they have one hell of a match, starting with Itami sliding out of the ring and saying, you guys fight, I ain't gonna fucking do shit. Because I am SMRT.
Mm-hmm.
And so they proceed to fight. And he proceeds to try to capitalize, and they beat his ass down. And so this match is so good. There's like so many counters and just, well, not a whole lot of counters, but there's most of the counters on Buddy Murphy's side. The champion trying not to lose.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good combos and moves and a whole slew of OMGs. Because, oh my God. So, I'm going to list the OMGs off, and you can kind of decide whether you agree or disagree here. So, the first one we have is Akira Tozawa. Basically, so Itami was up on the second rope trying to pull Kalisto back into the ring via like a suplex over the rope.
Okay.
Buddy Murphy, like, fucking, I'm trying to figure out how this works. Yeah, so Buddy Murphy was like on the ground outside and came up behind Kalisto and tried to pull him off the apron to do a Murphy bomb. You know, his power bomb.
Right.
So you have Itami and Murphy struggling between them. Akira Tozawa gets up in the ring after being knocked down and whatnot, sees this, decides to do the craziest thing ever, bounces off the ropes, runs full tilt at Tommy in the back, jumps between his legs and the ropes, and suicide dives fucking Buddy Murphy.
Okay, then.
It was fucking insane. Actually, it says through Tommy's legs off Murphy's shoulders. So I tried to remember exactly how that worked, but I just remember the through the legs thing and just like, yeah. It must have been because he had to dive from, instead of going all, the way he dove, he must have suicide dived like Buddy Murphy's shoulder or something. But it was fucking insane. It's like,
okay, no. It's because Kalisto was on Murphy's shoulders because he was trying to pick him up. So he hit the suicide dive, hit Kalisto, who was on Murphy's
that's right.
shoulders. Kalisto went down, and in the process of going down, twisted Murphy into a hurricanrana.
I didn't see the Hurricane Rana part. Fair enough. Well, if that's the case, they need to give Kalisto another point for that Hurricane Rana. That's right. Yeah, he did manage to pull Kalisto off, and before Tommy could react, he comes diving through Tommy's legs and just fucking spears Kalisto off of Buddy Murphy.
Yep.
It was insane. So I give him OMG for that.
Okay.
At another point, and this is OMG points to both Tozawa and Kalisto for this, and you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
So Kalisto and Tozawa are on the apron. Buddy Murphy again is on the floor.
Yes.
And Tommy's in the ring, and Kalisto fights off, and Tommy kicks him away and turns around to try to, and before he could try to deal with Murphy, he's on his back. And Tozawa comes running in and tries to basically jump Kalisto. Kalisto, having the forethought, puts his legs up and fucking monkey flips Akira Tozawa off the apron onto Buddy Murphy.
Ah, nice.
I was like, holy shit. Because he got height on that. He monkey flipped them so high that Akira Tozawa went above the top rope. That's how high he got on that monkey flip.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, OMG points for that.
Yep.
Then, and I gave OMG points to Kalisto for this just because of how vicious it looked. I call it a Hurricane Rana Spike DDT.
I think I know the move of which you speak.
It's like Randy Orton's Spike DDT, except it's a Hurricane Rana instead of a DDT.
Right.
And to be able to pull off like pretty much a full rotation Hurricane Rana at that height, because it's, only the second rope, so he didn't jump very high, was fucking impressive.
That is impressive.
And I think that's the only one. Yeah, because Buddy Murphy was the beat slut for this match.
That's fair.
So, yeah, all kinds of moves came out. Salida del Sol, Mexico City Twister, dropping a dime.
Yeah, just score the match.
And Buddy Murphy wins with a Murphy's Law. And I believe that was on Akira Tozawa.
Probably.
Yeah, it was a match.
No,
Buddy Murphy actually hit the package super kick for once.
Yeah, actually, no. The Murphy's Law was on a Tommy.
It was on a Tommy. Oh. Poor Tommy. So, we have 5 points to Aria Davari, Grand Metalik, Lince Dorado for showing up.
Say that again.
5 points to Aria Davari, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado for showing up.
Sounds like a plan. Where is it? Grand Metalik. Go to 102. And Lindsay 96. Continue.
All right, we'll go to Hideo Itami, who got the least amount of points.
Okay.
8 for being in a match, 3 for being in a specialty match, 3 for an invasion, 3 for moves, total of 17 points.
Which puts him at 68, 175.
All right. We go to Akira Tozawa.
Okay.
8 points in the match, 3 for specialty, 10 for OMGs, 10 for moves. Yeah, he did most of the work here. Total of 31 points to Akira Tozawa.
21. All right, that puts him at 174.
All right. We go to Kalisto.
Yeah.
8 for being in the match, 3 for specialty, 3 for counter, 10 for OMGs, 8 for moves, total of 33, 9 for moves, total of 33 points to Kalisto.
Okay, that's 184.
And then your champion, Buddy Murphy.
Yep.
8 for the match, 3 for specialty, 30 for winning the match, 10 for winning a specialty match, 20 for retaining his title, 15 for counters, 5. Oh, he had an OMG, 5 for an OMG, and 8 for moves. Is total of 99 points to Buddy Murphy.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had an OMG because he lawn darted Kalisto into Hideo Itami in the corner.
Ow.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Continue.
All right. And so the last thing we get from the kickoff show is a promo from Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Because of course we do.
Yep.
Basically saying he's going to win the Royal Rumble. All of you are liars, but yeah. So 5 points to Drew McIntyre for being awesome.
This guy in the front row says he's going to win the Royal Rumble. Well, The Rock says it doesn't matter who's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Right? Then we quite literally cut to another video on the WWE Network for Asuka versus Becky Lynch. At the start of the main show.
Okay, then. Well, anyway, let me give Drew McIntyre promo points. Drew McIntyre 152. Okay. Rolling into the main show.
There wasn't much of an intro, basically. Literally, the first match was the start of the main show.
Yep. I want you to take one moment here real fast before
Yeah.
we go into the main show. Gotta say, very interesting choice on WWE's part with the set design or lack thereof.
Yeah.
It was an interesting choice where they did not have a big Titantron setup, instead having a long ramp that came down and then curved left to go to the ring, and having two smaller screens that were at about, barricade level, showing off part of that, and then using their 3D graphics as the larger display for that's normally the Titantron, and in the instances where a Tron screen was necessary, just having the camera point at one of the four screens that was still set up above the ring for the benefit of the people in the arena.
Yeah, this has me a little worried about the game because, number one, how are you going to implement a non-standard ramp like that into the game? That's going to fuck everything up.
Yeah.
Number two, I'm a little worried with the graphics because even though they look cool, it's like, I don't want that cheesy shit to invade my entrance creator.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to happen. I would get used to it if I were you.
Yeah.
Anyway, opening match, go.
So I will say Asuka's graphics were fucking awesome.
Yes, a lot of the graphics were awesome. You can't tell me Ember Moon's giant moon wasn't awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Anyway.
The thing is, they're cool. They're cool in concept, and they look pretty cool. But you could tell they're like crappy CG graphics.
Yeah.
So
excuse me, they're not working on a Peter Jackson budget. Give them a break.
No, they're working on a B budget, and that B stands for billionaire.
Yeah.
So they're working on more than a Peter Jackson budget. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well.
It's just that Vince is in his little role with his money as Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
But yes, this match, Asuka versus Becky, was a hell of a match. The beginning of it was a little bit slow because it was more ground and pound, brawl, kind of Becky being pissed off and Asuka saying, "Come at me," and them trying to like one-up each other, which I guess works for the story.
Mm-hmm.
But as the match wore on, it just got better and better because they started doing moves and stuff.
Yep.
And just they could not figure out what to do. Like Becky ends up doing like a Bexploder into the like side barricade and shit.
Yep.
Gets to the point where Becky's like, "Screw this," and slaps an Asuka lock on Asuka.
Yep. And Asuka reverses it into a freaking
disarmor.
Yeah, to a disarmor.
Which is like, what? And then Asuka wins with something I've never seen her do before.
Yeah.
Where she goes into the Asuka lock, Becky tries to pull herself to the ropes. Asuka, instead of like releasing the hold and pulling Becky back, decides to flip over her into a Chancery variant. It's like, what?
Yeah, the Chancery came out of nowhere.
Yeah, this was a hell of a match.
Yeah.
So good. And Asuka retains the championship.
She does. Which immediately restores the credibility of Asuka, by the way.
Yes, it does. I can't decide whether this match or the Bryan AJ match is my match of the night because they were both so good.
Well, that's fair. Points, please.
Becky Lynch.
Yes.
No, I should also mention this match has a lot of counter evasion points because these ladies countered the shit out of each other.
I recall.
So Becky Lynch, 8 points for being in the match, 21 points for evasions and counters.
Yep.
And 7 moves, total of 36 points to Becky Lynch.
All right, so it's going to be 85 and 6 is 191. No, that's 1, not 7. There we go.
All right. And your SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka.
Yes.
Nobody is ready for Asuka.
Yep.
8 points for being in the match, 30 for winning the match, 25 for retaining the title, 21 for counters and evasions. 5 for an OMG, which I'll get to in a sec. I forgot about that. And 18 points for moves, total of 107 points to Asuka.
All right, that puts a 222, a 7, 8, 9, 229.
So the OMG I gave her was she did a fisherman buster off the apron.
I remember this.
I was like, holy shit, how is Becky not dead?
Yeah, that looked painful as hell.
And I don't think Asuka, because it was later in the match, I think Asuka was tired and she didn't quite have the strength to get Becky up high enough, and she almost didn't complete the rotation.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, how is she not paralyzed? What the hell?
Yeah. Well, that happened later, because I think at one point during the Sasha Ronda match, Sasha tried to pick Ronda up for like a vertical suplex and couldn't get her up the first time and had to do it again. If my memory serves correctly.
Fair enough. So then we cut to a surprisingly decent match.
Okay.
Shane O'Mac Shane O'Mac and Miz O'Mac versus The Bar for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
In matching jerseys.
That's why I called him Miz O'Mac.
Indeed.
And Miz O'Mac's father was at ringside.
He was.
Further the storyline. So apparently Miz O'Mac's father works for WWE now because he's apparently storyline fodder.
Well, why not? John Cena's father is.
Yeah. And this is a pretty awesome match. They tried to set up the Leap of Faith table spot again, which Sheamus pulls Cesaro off again and just completely avoids it. And Shane just kind of stays up there, and Sheamus doesn't realize that Shane is still up there. Turns around, flying clothesline.
Yep.
Shane coming out with some decent moves, spears, some combos, float over DDT. So that was great. Miz being the beat slut, doing absolutely nothing.
Let's not forget the 2-man coast to coast.
Yes, they did try. He tried a 2-man coast to coast, which Cesaro stood up and catch finishered him into a giant swing.
Yes.
Sadly, that'll never be a catch finisher because the giant swing is an OMG and not an actual move.
Yeah.
Unless they add that as an OMG, a catch OMG, that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Because before they made it that, it was a catch finisher, actually.
Was it now?
Yeah, before they added the whole idea of it being an OMG, it was a catch finisher.
They should add that as an alternate way to activate that OMG as a catch move.
That would be interesting.
Be the only catch OMG in the game. But anyway.
Anyway.
So we end up winning with Shane executing a shooting star press on, I believe it was Sheamus.
Yes, it was.
For the 1, 2, 3. So apparently the shooting star press is now Shane's official finishing move. I don't know why they thought to give a 40-something-year-old man a shooting star press as a finishing move.
Yeah.
You're kind of asking for him to fucking die at this point, but okay. You're lucky he could pull it off.
Yeah, also, barely 40-something. He's 40. He just turned 49.
Okay, so they give a 50-year-old man a shooting star press.
Yes. Although I point out something to you.
What's that?
At his height, where he was all buff and built for it, they gave Brock a shooting star press.
They tried to give Brock a shooting star press, and Brock said, "You do realize I'm not at the weight I was when I actually used the shooting star press. I can't do it. No, I'm too fucking huge and heavy." And they said, "Do it anyway," and he nearly broke his neck. Yep. There's a reason someone that size doesn't do the shooting star press, and Brock illustrated exactly why.
Yeah.
So, yes, you're new to SmackDown Tag Team Champions, the best tag team in the world.
Yes.
So, we have Sheamus, who did fuck all.
Okay.
8 points for being in the match, 3 for moves, for a total of 11 points.
All right, that puts 97.
We have Cesaro,
Cesaro.
who did all the heavy lifting for the bar because apparently Sheamus is crap now.
Yeah.
8 points for being in the match, 9 for counters, 4 for moves, total of 21 points to Cesaro.
122. And of course, Cesaro's got kinesio tape for support.
Yes, even though he doesn't need it anymore.
I know.
I hate when they do that, when they're just like, well, the kinesio tape is just part of his character now. I was like, but that's not what kinesio tape is for.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Dumbass. 8 points for being in a match, 15 for winning in a match, 30 for winning a title, 1 for the only thing he ever did in the entire match, which was a skull-crushing finale to set up for the Shooting Star Press.
Yep.
Total of 54 points to Dumbass.
64, 168. Okay.
And your winner, the son of the boss, Shane O'Mac.
Yes.
8 points for wrestling. Go ahead.
And props to Shane because this time he didn't have to blatantly restart a match and cheat to win it.
Yes. Also props to Shane. He didn't very nearly knock himself out during the match.
That too.
He actually wrestled the full match and looked damn good doing it.
Yes.
So 8 points for actually wrestling a match, 30 for winning a title, 3 for an evasion of the brogue kick, 8 for points, total of 79 points to Shane O'Mac.
All right. 79. Well, let's see. 79, that would be 80 plus 60 is 140. Boom.
Over to Jim.
Oh, is it my turn? Yay. All right. Oh, they celebrate with the belts with Mrs. Dad in the crowd, by the way.
Yes, they do.
Crowd attendance is at 48,193, according to Michael Cole.
Oh, I should also point out the Becky Asuka match did also elicit a "This is awesome" chant.
It did. I remember this. All right. Speaking of women's matches, we have Ronda Rousey defending the Raw Women's title against Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And this is a good match. Ronda started off dominant, throwing arm bars and suplexes and shit. Which is arm drags and suplexes and shit. And then attempted an arm bar, but did not lock it in. And Sasha defiantly slaps Ronda in the face. Ronda's just like, oh, hell no. And kicks her out to ringside. And they fight out there for a while. And there's a nice, interesting moment here. And I don't know if this actually happened or if they did this in the truck for effect.
Okay.
Did you see this part?
No, I didn't watch this match.
Okay. So here's what happened. So they end up outside the ring, right? And they're fighting near one of the corners. Ronda throws a right hook at Sasha. Sasha dodges out of the way. Ronda's arm hits the ring post hard enough that the freaking screens on the ring post go dark.
Wow.
And like it fizzled the static and then turned off. So I'm like, did you guys do that to make it look cooler than it was, or did the screen actually break? Because I think you guys did that intentionally.
I don't know. I would say if Ronda was actually punching at full strength, she could probably do that.
She could, except later in the night, freaking I don't remember who the hell it was, but somebody significantly larger and stronger hit the post with more force, and it didn't even blink.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm pretty sure you just did that to make Ronda look impressive.
Probably.
But that was still cool nonetheless. So they continue some back and forth there. The story was supposed to be that basically they were trading submission holds was the story.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronda kept trying to build up more momentum by throwing the Piper's Pit and some suplexes, but it wasn't enough. And Sasha kept countering and getting her back into some of the holds. Sasha nailed a superplex at one point and transitioned it right into a shoulder lock, but Ronda countered with some judo throws. And there was an interesting moment where they fought outside of the ring. Ronda slammed Sasha on the ramp, locked her in the armbar, and Sasha tapped out on the ramp. And the referee just looked at her like, it doesn't count out there. And Ronda looks at her like, really? She's tapping out. And said that that's just fine. So she breaks the hold and throws Sasha back in the ring. And it was interesting. They continue fighting in the ring, and Sasha managed to reverse a slam attempt into a crossbody and then transition that right into the bank statement. But Ronda had been working over I should say Sasha had been working over Ronda's arm from the point at which she punched the ring post onward. So the story of the match was that Ronda's right arm was like hurt and was not really useful, and it was hindering her ability to apply her moves.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time the match ended, the story was that she couldn't get the armbar locked in. Her arm was too hurt for her to get a submission win on this. And so when Sasha applied the armbar on Ronda after the transitioning after she broke out of the bank statement, she applied the armbar, and Ronda's the only way she could win was to fight out of the armbar, pick Sasha up and hit her with another Piper's Pit and actually get the pinfall because she could not tap her out because of the arm injury.
So they wanted to give Ronda a legitimate Impact win.
Yeah.
Fair.
So Ronda with a retention off the Piper's Pit.
Fair. And
it's worth noting after the match that these ladies showed tremendous respect for each other. Ronda helped Sasha off the ground. They shook hands. And I was just say Sasha left and then came back and shook Ronda's hand. Ronda's husband, the other MMA guy, was in the crowd. She went over and kissed him in the front row. So very, very much respect between these two competitors, and that was nice to see.
WWE superstar.
What's that? Oh, is he signed too?
I told you that.
Okay, fair enough. Former UFC fighter, now WWE superstar. So, that's how that went down.
Yep. Yeah, he's in the Performance Center training.
Fair enough. So, Sasha Banks is going to get herself 8 points for being in this match. 3 for moves. One of which is a mufti for applying Ronda's own armbar. And then 3 points for a counter when she countered out of one armbar attempt early in the match. Is 14 points to Sasha.
That sucks.
Yeah.
She only did 3 moves, really, the whole match?
Yep.
Wow.
Which would be 99 and 4, puts her at 203. Yeah, unfortunately, the problem is most of the match was like Sasha was the problem is Sasha was throwing stuff she doesn't normally do. She was trying to keep Ronda off guard by changing up her moveset. So, because like I said, Sasha didn't do a lot of her. Yeah, she didn't do a lot of her running around throwing knees and shit like she normally does. She was focusing on that arm by applying arm bars and a crossface at one point and a few other things.
Fair.
So because she was focused and a shoulder lock, because she was focusing on that, she wasn't using most of her regular moveset. Ronda Rousey is going to get herself, let's see here, 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match, 25 for retention to the title is 55, 8 for being in the match is 63, and 7 moves gives Ronda a nice even 70 points.
All right.
Which, let's see, would be 40, and then 232 that would put her at. All right. So after all of this, we see Finn Balor in the back taping his wrist up, getting ready for his match. And we also see Heyman knocking on Brock's door and going inside. No points for any of that, I'm just mentioning it.
Fair.
It's then time for the Women's Royal Rumble match.
This was a good match.
This was a good match.
I missed the first half of it.
That's fair. Well, Beth Phoenix comes out for commentary on this one. Commentators for this one are Renee, Beth, Todd Phillips, and Corey. And we open the match with Lacey Evans.
Okay, then.
Who comes out to the Rumble and proceeds to open it with a promo by telling everybody that they're about to witness history and that she's the only true lady in the WWE.
Okay.
And to Lacey's credit, she actually lasted in the Rumble quite a long time.
Cool.
So she did good. Her opening opponent was Natalya, who came in at number 2. So I'm just going to mention a couple of highlights, and then we're going to score in the order in which people were eliminated.
Right.
That is my plan for this. So I'll just a couple of highlights of things that happened in the match. There was an impressive moment where Mandy Rose came out next as number 3, and Natalya had slammed Lacey on the mat right as Mandy was getting in the ring. Natalya grabbed her, slammed her down on the mat. Natalya Natalya and Lacey double-teamed Mandy as she got in the ring. Then Natalya turned on Lacey and slammed her down, and then grabbed both of them by the legs and put both of them in the sharpshooter simultaneously.
Okay, then.
Admittedly, it didn't look the cleanest, but it worked.
Fair.
So that was an OMG for Natalya, which I'll count in a minute.
Well, let's be honest. She's no Bret Hart.
Oh. That hurts, man.
Come on, the man who created the move kind of does it the best.
I know, but he also usually do it to two people.
This is true.
Anyway.
But there's also a reason they call him the excellence of execution.
Yeah. Liv Morgan then came out, hopped in the ring, ran at Natalya, and immediately got thrown over the top rope.
Okay, then.
So Liv Morgan, the joke of the Riot Squad.
Probably trying to protect the concussion.
Oh, does she have a concussion?
She's the one that got kicked in the head by Brie.
Oh, is that her? Okay. I got confused because her hair wasn't pink at that point.
You know who it is by the blue tongue, dude.
Fair enough. Anyway, she got thrown out.
They're probably like they probably didn't want to risk, even though it's been a while and she's probably fine now.
Yeah.
They probably like, yeah.
Also, props to Lacey threw Mandy in the corner in a sitting position and did one of the new moves that's now in 2K19 if you downloaded the Rising Stars pack. Comes with Lacey Evans, which is she runs to the corner, does like a handstand on the top rope, and then drops it down into a Bronco Buster.
Fair enough.
And it's kind of cool looking. So she hits that. Mickie James runs out and starts trying to starts throwing kicks at everybody that comes near her. But she gets stunned by Mandy. We keep going. Ember Moon is out after that. Throwing suplexes and things. There's a splash. What's the other highlights in the match? Nikki Cross comes out and is very impressive, attacking everybody, throwing people around like crazy.
Yeah.
And also hits a splash off the top rope onto all the women who are still in the ring.
Yeah.
Running elbows, just going crazy with this. Tamina comes in, and Tamina acts like the large powerhouse for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Throws some headbutts, Samoan drops, hits a big superfly off the top at one point. The first surprise entrant is Xia Li from NXT.
Yeah, the Chinese girl.
Yeah. And she was very impressive. She has very educated feet, was throwing kicks all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked good.
She did look very good. So that was impressive to see. Charlotte comes out. Everybody tries to gang up on her. Charlotte simultaneously eliminates both of the Iconics.
Yeah.
So they got chucked. Kairi Sane comes out right after Charlotte eliminates Xia Li. And Kairi Sane hits some flying elbows and starts doing some of her stuff. Just all kinds of kids in the other major areas. Let's see what else. Katie Catanzaro was very impressive from NXT.
Yeah.
She was one of the smallest women in the Rumble, but her size belies her incredible agility.
Well, it's like Alexa Bliss calls herself 5 feet of fury.
Yeah, she was. Catanzaro was just all over the place. She was very impressive.
She was the American Ninja Warrior, right?
Oh, was she? That would explain a lot.
Yeah, I think if she's the one I'm thinking of, I think she was the American Ninja Warrior turned pro wrestler.
Fair enough.
She won American Ninja Warrior.
That's fair. Anyway, getting to the next relevant portion.
Mm-hmm.
Zelina Vega comes out.
Best entrance of the night.
And Zelina Vega is dressed as Vega from Street Fighter.
I didn't know I needed or wanted gender-bent Vega until I saw that.
Well, there you go. Yes. So anyway, Zelina comes out, but after going out there, gets in the ring, but decides she doesn't want any part of this, slides out the other side of the ring, and proceeds to hide underneath the ring.
Am I the only one who wishes she came out to Vegas theme music?
That would have been interesting. So she proceeds to hide under the ring and periodically pops her head out to look around. Alicia Fox comes out. And at one point, there's a big moment where Alicia Fox is standing in the ring and is staring down. Who the hell was it? I don't even see it here.
The moment with Maria?
Was it Maria? Is that who it was? Okay.
Maria Kanellis, where she's like, we're old friends.
No, not that.
Oh.
But that wasn't, no, with the hat.
There's that was Maria. Maria's the one that stamps on the hat.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah, there's a point where Alicia's fancy hat ends up in the ring, and Maria stomps on the hat, which is hilarious because Alicia freaks out like the hat is destroyed, yet it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, she does a Christian temper tantrum. But yeah, surprise entrant Maria Kanellis out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, good for her.
Yeah, also Alicia Fox actually looking like a competent wrestler for once and not killing anyone.
Yeah, that was very impressive. Let's see, what else do we have? Big highlights in the match.
A little Attitude Era reunion there.
Yep. Naomi came out and continued her tradition of being the female Kofi.
Yep.
Which that's a good role for her, I approve. And in this case, we end up with a situation where she gets thrown out of the ring, but manages to leap onto the barricade, which is kind of what she did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then runs the barricade to the ring step. So she kind of did the same thing. But still impressive to see nonetheless.
It's not like she has two stable mates with which to bounce things off of and do crazy shit with.
No, but Kofi did this for years before that faction even formed.
True. I would also hazard a guess, Kofi probably has greater upper body strength than Naomi.
That is true. Yeah, so like I said, more fighting going on, more hurricanranas and things. People getting beat up. Like I said, Vegas hiding under the ring.
Although last year, didn't Naomi use a chair?
I think so, yeah. But it still went from the barricade to the chair to the stairs as opposed to just straight to the stairs. So a little different. Anyway. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan, who are outside of the ring, having been eliminated, decide they're just going to start pulling people out. Candice LeRae gets power bombed in the out of the ring next to the barricade. Dana Brooke comes out and fights out for a while.
Dana Brooke looking impressive.
She did. She looked very good. I was impressed with that. Ruby Riott had come out at this point and eliminated Kairi Sane. When Ruby came out, she came back with the remaining Riott Squad members, and that's why they were out there. Because they had both already been eliminated, but came back out with Ruby to just start pulling people out with Ruby to just basically start assaulting people to make the eliminations easier. Which admittedly is a good strategy, as Corey Graves pointed out.
Yeah, and it worked until they completely ignored Ruby Riott and kind of left her to hang.
Yeah, that happened. But to Ruby's credit, she did manage to eliminate NXT Women's Champion former Women's Champion Kairi Sane.
Mm-hmm.
Then Io Shirai came out and got into it with the Riott Squad, moonsaulted on them. More fighting. Then the next entrant was Rhea Ripley, and holy shit.
Yeah, right? That's one scary woman.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I was at a friend's house. We were all watching this, and several of the people I was watching this started questioning whether she was in the correct Royal Rumble. So she starts throwing
force. Meet Rhea Ripley.
Pretty much. So anyway, she started throwing people the hell out of the ring and going crazy. And Sonya Deville popped out into the match next. And meanwhile, we cut back to Zelina Vega, who's still hiding under the ring. But at this point, when she pops her head out, popping out next to her, also in front of the ring, was Hornswoggle.
Your GM, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the Anonymous Raw GM has returned.
Still doing his Anonymous Raw GM shit under the ring with the laptop, presumably.
Yep.
It was good to see Horny in the actual Rumble for once.
Yeah.
Not that shitty Greatest Royal Rumble bullshit.
Yeah, so Zelina Vega screamed and was chased away by Hornswoggle, who chased her into the ring, and she was then thrown out of the ring by Rhea, and Hornswoggle then chased her to the back.
Yeah, poor Zelina Vega. That disappointed me.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a payoff to her going under the ring because I thought that was kind of smart.
I know. Although, let's give some credit to Zelina Vega about something cool, though.
What's that?
I believe it's in the that Page movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I read what I saw on Twitter correctly, I didn't know this, but in that Page movie, because it was a big match when she won the title, Zelina Vega is playing AJ Lee.
I could see that.
Apparently, AJ Lee approved, so that's cool. Or AJ Brooks, I should say. Anyway. So, more fighting. Alexa Bliss now comes out and starts throwing moves. By the way, I don't know if she's done it yet. I didn't check this week, but I saw this. If you go on Twitter, head over to Alexa Bliss's Twitter. She's taking fan suggestions for the name of her new move. It is a moonsault double knee drop.
Fair enough. You can also find this on WWE.com.
Yeah, standing position. Alexa does a moonsault and then lands with a double knee on the abdomen of the opponent. So she's looking for names on that. Also, apparently Alexa does a version of the Canadian Destroyer now.
I don't know if I trust her with that.
Well, it says a version, so I'm assuming it's a version that doesn't involve a pile driver finish.
Fair.
But anyway, more fighting. So Lana enters next, but unfortunately Lana's ankle has been injured due to being knocked off the apron during her husband's shitty match on the kickoff show.
I felt so bad for Lana. I'm like,
and
come
so
on, let the woman wrestle.
She's attempting to limp out to go wrestle, but clearly can't walk on her leg, and the officials have to stop her from unfortunately getting in the ring. And funny enough, I called this.
Okay.
Because she's limping out to the ring. She's like, oh, I can't wrestle. And, I'd been keeping track as we were going through of who would come out. And this is happening, knowing that Carmella was 30, I said, oh, no. And everybody was watching like, what? I'm like, they're doing this so Nia Jax can come out and beat the shit out of her on the way to the ring, aren't they? Sure enough. So Nia Jax comes out and beats the shit out of her on the way to the ring. So then, Nia proceeds to get in the ring, starts knocking everybody down. Io Shirai tries to moonsault her, gets caught and chucked out. Natalya picks up Nia, but Nia fights out and throws Natalya out. Carmella comes out last, goes at it with Nia. However, as all this is going on in the ring, Becky Lynch, still all roughed up from her loss in the women's title match to Asuka earlier, marches out and begins speaking to Finlay, who is apparently in charge right now.
Yeah, he's the WWE official.
Yeah.
As Corey Graves pointed out.
Yeah, so Finlay was with the officials checking on Lana, and Becky Lynch demands to be, or at least requests to be given her spot in the Royal Rumble. And Finlay hesitates with this at first as the crowd goes absolutely insane. And finally, Finlay sees no reason to keep arguing, says, fine, the hell with it, go. Becky's music cues up almost as if the production truck was ready for this. And Becky hops in the Rumble and starts kicking ass.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out when Natalya picks up Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix chimes in at this point as like, just for the record, that shit hurt.
Yeah.
She was like, I tried to do that last year. That's not easy to do. She's heavy.
Yeah.
She was like, kudos to Natty for being able to do that because I could barely do it.
Yeah. So more moves, more eliminations going on. We come down to the final four of Charlotte, Bayley, Becky, and Nia. And Charlotte and Nia start going at it for a little while. But eventually Becky manages to knock Nia out for the elimination. And this is after Nia had thrown Bayley out earlier.
I believe it was Becky was outside the ring. And Charlotte was trying to eliminate Nia, and Becky just kind of reached up and went, yoink!
Right.
Which is why Nia got pissed the hell off and beat the shit out of Becky Lynch.
Right. So Becky Lynch got the shit beat out of her at ringside and got her leg injured.
Yeah, because Nia smashed her knee into the fucking steel steps.
Right, and then Becky Stone says that she was going to get back in the ring and keep fighting.
She's like, I can go.
She finally does limp back in the ring and fight Charlotte. Charlotte hangs her up in a tree of woe and starts beating her down and starts attacking the leg. But at one point, Charlotte goes for a big boot and misses, and Becky manages to chuck Charlotte out for the elimination off of the missed maneuver. So Becky Lynch coming back from a women's title loss to a Royal Rumble victory.
And the crowd exploded.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do this.
Also, I don't know if you noticed, she sold the wrong leg initially.
Oops.
Because if you remember in the Asuka match,
Yeah.
it was her right leg that got injured.
Yeah.
When Nia Jax tossed Becky into the steps, she sold the left leg, and then immediately after that, she went back to the right leg because the officials probably told her, "You're selling the wrong leg."
Right.
So yeah, kind of a botch there by Becky Lynch.
Fair enough. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this.
I didn't know if you wanted to give her the botch negative points or not for that.
Nah, I'm not gonna worry about it. So we're gonna go in the order of eliminations, as we were wont to do. So the first elimination was Liv Morgan, who did. So the base for this, by the way, this is a specialty. So 8 for a pay-per-view and 3 on a specialty is 11 points at base here.
Yeah.
So Liv Morgan will get the 11 points and nothing else.
All right.
And I can't just say thank God for NXT people we don't have to score.
Yeah.
That's her at 42. Let me go back over here. All right. Next up was Mickie James, got eliminated second. And let me see what we got here. Mickie did not have any moves. That's a shame. Yeah. So Mickie will also get the 11. Let me just make sure she didn't have any eliminations. Right, yeah, Mickie will have the 11. 6:47, all right. Third was Nikki Cross, unfortunately, who got eliminated by the Iconics. And I don't believe she also had any moves. Nope. So Nikki Cross will get the 11. This becomes 47. All right. All right. Next up was both of the Iconics, who were actually. Wait, what? Oh, I was alive for earlier. Both of the Iconics were eliminated by Lacey Evans. That was not, in fact, Charlotte that eliminated them.
Oh.
Well, anyway, fair enough. So anyway, the Iconics both got eliminated, but they each had one elimination for both eliminating Nikki Cross. So the Iconics will get the 11 plus 3 for an elimination. It's 14 points to each Iconic.
Okay, then.
So let's see. Peyton Royce gets 14. Is 32. And Billy Kay. 14. Becomes 34. Okay. Xia Li, we don't have to score, so we'll move on from that. Tamina had one elimination.
Okay.
And 3 moves, so that's going to be 6 on top of the 11 is 17 points to Tamina.
There.
Let me just do this. Easier. All right, over here, Tamina. Points is going to be 48 and 7, 55. All right. Sarah Logan had no eliminations and really didn't do anything, so she'll get base 11. 2 becomes 43. Actually, yeah, that's right. Okay. Moving on. We have Mandy Rose. Got eliminated next. She had 1 elimination herself. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So Mandy Rose and Naomi eliminated each other simultaneously.
Fair.
So Mandy Rose and Naomi simultaneously. So Mandy Rose did not have any moves. So she'll get the base 11. Puts her at 103. And Naomi had 1 move, so she'll get the base 11 plus 1 is 14 for Naomi.
Plus the elimination.
Right, 17 for Naomi. All right. Did I give Mandy the elimination?
I don't know.
I did. I did 14 for her. Okay. All right. Let me see. All right, Lacey Evans got eliminated next. Lacey Evans had 2 eliminations for simultaneously eliminating the Iconics and 1 move. So base 11, 2 eliminations is 6, puts her at 17, and 1 move is 18 points to the new Lacey Evans.
Now she's not Daniel Bryan.
Huh. Evans had 8, puts her at 26. All right.
All right.
Indeed. All right. Who else we got? Let's see. We have Maria Kanellis, who really didn't do anything.
She stomped on a hat.
She did, but that doesn't really count for any points. Unfortunately for her.
She was there to give Alicia Fox a foil.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, so Maria Kanellis will get base 11. That's her at 16. She's followed up by Alicia Fox, who had 1 elimination for eliminating Maria Kanellis after stomping on her hat. So Alicia Fox will get the base 11, and an elimination is 14 to Alicia.
I'll give her 1 more point.
What?
She did the axe kick. I remember that.
Fair enough. Let's see.
I don't remember who she did it to, but she did it.
That's okay. I'll give it to her. Moving on. 3 NXT people then got eliminated here. Because Alicia, Candice, and Kairi Sane all got eliminated by Ruby Riott with help from her associates.
What do you mean from help with her associates? You haven't given any points to Sarah Logan.
We did Sarah Logan.
Did we?
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Sarah Logan
and Liv Morgan was the first one to get thrown out.
That's right. Liv was the first one thrown out. That's right. I didn't remember Sarah Logan, but fair enough.
So that case, I will do real quick is I will give Liv and Sarah interference for coming back out and getting involved after being eliminated.
Fair.
Because they came out to aid Ruby by getting involved and assaulting people and whatnot.
Are they going to get accompaniment points too for accompanying her to the ring?
Nah, not for the Rumble.
Oh.
Get over it. All right, moving on. 3 NXT people get thrown out. Candice LeRae, Kairi Sane, and Casey Catanzaro, one right after the other. They don't get scored. Then we have Dana Brooke, who had no eliminations, but she did have a move. So Dana Brooke will get the base 11 plus 1 move is 12 points to Dana.
All right.
5. Wrong one. There we go. All right. Then was Zelina Vega, who got chased around by Hornswoggle, then thrown out by Rhea Ripley, who didn't do anything else except hide under the ring. So base 11 for Zelina.
There.
All right, 60.
Is Hornswoggle still on the roster somewhere?
No, not even close.
Okay, because I know we added him after the Greatest Royal Rumble.
No, we didn't.
Thought we did.
Pretty sure we didn't.
No.
Because I'd have him down here if I did. So.
Fair.
Anyway, following Zelina Vega, Sonya Deville went out. And while Sonya Deville was impressive throwing a lot of punches, she really didn't do any actual moves. So 11 points to Sonya Deville.
Unless she threw her combo. Because she has an MMA punch combo like all the MMA fighters in WWE does.
I'll make it 12 then. She probably did. She was throwing punches. Ruby Riott herself then got thrown out by Bayley.
I have to say, am I the only one who doesn't like the short hair on Ruby? I preferred her with the long hair.
Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, Ruby Riott is going to get base 11, and she had 3 eliminations. And another 9 is going to put Ruby Riott at 20. Ruby did not have any actual moves, so just 20 points to Ruby Riott then. Puts her at 60. Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai then went out. We followed this with Natalya, who got eliminated by Nia Jax. So Natalya is going to have base 11. Natalya had 2 eliminations, is another 6, is 17. 1 for the sharpshooter is 18, and 5 for an OMG for doing it to 2 people at the same time is 23 points to Natalya.
There.
979, 81, 182. All right. Let's see what else we got. Moving along. Ember Moon. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering on the record for this year's Rumble, Natalya was in the Rumble the longest this year at 56 minutes and 1 second. Just in case anybody was wondering.
Right.
Which is a women's Royal Rumble record, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
So Ember Moon then went out. She didn't have any eliminations. Or much of else for anything that matters. So Ember Moon will get base 11. 120. Alexa Bliss, the goddess, had 2 eliminations. So she will get base 11. 2 eliminations is 17. And 1 move is 18 points to Alexa Bliss. Props on your return to the ring. Is 45, 5, 6, 7, 8 is 53. Next up was Carmella. Came in at number 30, eliminated 26th by Charlotte. Carmella did have 1 elimination for helping Bayley to eliminate Alexa.
Okay.
So Carmella will get base 11. 3 for an elimination is 14. And 2 moves is 16 points to Carmella.
Okay.
What's her at 70? And let's see what we got next. Then Bayley was the first of the final 4 to go, eliminated by Charlotte and Nia. Bayley had 3 eliminations.
Okay.
So that's base 11 plus 9 is 20 points to Bayley plus moves. Bayley didn't have any moves. That's a shame. All right, 20 points to Bayley. All right, 172. Then we have Nia Jax, who also had 3 eliminations, so that's 20 on Nia. Plus Nia had 1 move. It's 21 points to Nia. Puts her at 73. But stay tuned. And then Charlotte Flair with the eliminations of the night at 5 eliminations.
Woo!
Pretty much. So let's have he found us 15 points on eliminations plus base 11 is 26 points. And 2 moves is 28 points to Charlotte Flair. And 67 and 8. Let's see, 67 and 8 is 75. And your winner, the man, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is going to get herself 30 points for winning a match on a pay-per-view. 10 for winning specialty matches, 40. She's going to get base 11 is 51. She had 2 eliminations. It's 57. And 3 for counteracting a move at one point. That was the big boot that Charlotte went for. They got her eliminated. Becky countered it. Gives Becky a nice even 60 points.
Well, all right then.
Indeed. Which will put her at, that's going to be 60 over 101. So that'd be 251 for Becky Lynch.
All right then.
All righty. Moving along in the program. We go to the New Day, who hawk a cereal that's not theirs for once. As the New Day are hawking Golden Crisp.
That's because they got paid by Golden Crisp for this.
Pretty much. So New Day promo to New Day for hawking Golden Crisp. And Kofi. While I'm doing this, you have the next match.
Yes. The new Daniel Bryan versus the phenomenal AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. So the new versus the phenomenal. And this match, holy fuck, was so good. If you thought Asuka versus Becky was a counterfest, go watch this match. This was even more of a counterfest. Just to give you an idea, Daniel Bryan countered 3 Styles clashes, 1 of them from the top rope, a springboard 450, 2 calf crushers, and 2 phenomenal forearms, among other things.
Wow.
So yeah, Daniel Bryan was a countering machine.
Sounds like it.
AJ Styles, not to be outdone, also countered a bunch of stuff, including 2 yes kick attempts and a lapel lock. So
I didn't know he still used that.
Yeah, it's his finishing move. It's always been his finishing move. He just
That's the yes lock, you idiot.
He stopped calling it the yes lock. He even said it's no longer the yes lock. I'm calling it what it should have been called from the beginning. What it actually is, the label lock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, he did call it that at the beginning, and then they changed his name.
Yeah. But yeah, he's saying he's going back to that because the yes movement is dead.
Fair enough.
He didn't rename the kicks, so I'm calling them yes kicks.
No, that's just misleading. Don't do that.
Well, what am I supposed to call it? He didn't rename it.
Yeah, but he didn't. But everybody knows those are the world famous it kicks.
That he never uses anymore. Because he's not feuding with Daniel Bryan.
He still uses them. They're in his moveset in the game. So it's his signature move.
They're in the moveset in the game because that was when he was feuding with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Because Daniel Bryan is face in the game. But yeah, this was a hell of a match. Basically, Daniel Bryan injured AJ Styles' right arm. I think it was his right arm early in the match and just worked on that the entire match. And AJ just sold that he had basically no right arm for half the match. To the point that when he tried to do, and this was actually kind of clever, when he went for that second phenomenal forearm that Daniel Bryan countered, You know, if you notice when he does a phenomenal form, he springboards off the top rope, and when he does that, he uses his arm to do it. He slings himself with his arm.
Yeah.
He tried to start the jump for it, and sold like he had no arm strength because it was so injured, so he couldn't actually push himself up off the ropes. So he got smart and instead jumped up to the corner. He climbed the turnbuckle and tried to use that as a springboard leverage, which met with Daniel Bryan basically kicking him in the face.
Yeah.
The first time he tried to do it, though, he went for the phenomenal forearm, and Daniel Bryan just kicked the arm out from under him.
Nice.
He just boom, fell onto the apron. So, yeah, phenomenal forearm out of the question. Did not have the arm strength to do that. That's why he went for the Styles Clash so much, because, well, apparently he had arm strength enough to pick Daniel Bryan up. But, yeah.
Fair enough.
Then he settled on trying to go for the calf crusher a bunch because Daniel Bryan, he injured Daniel Bryan's leg and went after that. So that was the story of the night, is of Daniel Bryan with no leg and AJ Styles with no arm.
Okay, then.
So it was a highly technical match once it got underway, because it started with them kind of doing the one-upsmanship, just beating each other, telling the story of AJ Styles, just the animal coming out basically, and him being pissed off at Daniel, like, fuck you, Daniel, and I'm going to take the title back, and Daniel Bryan just trying to match him. Then once they actually got into the match, they got very technical, lots of different types of holds and like suplexes and stuff like that. At one point, as Corey Grace pointed out, shades of the old Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan went for his corner moonsault kick that he does, where he runs post to post.
Right.
Yeah, he went to the well one too many times with that, because he did it once, and as old Daniel Bryan did, backs up, tried to do it again, and AJ Styles moved out of the way.
Oh.
Yeah. So Daniel Bryan with an injured leg, moonsault kicking the corner post.
Wow.
Yeah. So they have this great back and forth match. These men are spent. This is a long ass match. They're both down on the mat after having beaten the shit out of each other, doing some moves. Daniel Bryan at this point has no leg because he's been calf crushed twice. Also, just to show how far these men are willing to go, and I'm surprised they let him do this, AJ Styles pulled a fucking brainbuster out of nowhere.
Ouch.
Yeah. And so they get up. Daniel Bryan tries. So they're on the ground, and from literally the blue fuck out of nowhere, Eric Rowan comes lumbering out of the back, apparently not injured anymore.
Yep.
Just walks his way around the ring and just kind of stands there on table side. So I guess commentary, but really just ringside, standing there.
Yep.
And watching the match. And they get up and they don't even blink. I don't know if AJ really noticed Rowan was there, because Rowan ended up behind him.
Yep.
And they proceeded to fight. And Daniel went for a kick. AJ blocked it by grabbing his leg, as you do. And Daniel went for an enziguri. AJ ducked, and Daniel enziguri'd the ref.
Oops.
Yeah. So as Daniel enziguri's the ref, AJ picks up Daniel Bryan, spins him around, fucking Styles Clash, pin, ref is down. Eric Rowan rolls into the ring. AJ Styles finally sees him, turns around. Eric Rowan grabs him by the face and picks him up into a face clutch choke slam. Then rolls back out of the ring. Daniel Bryan crawls over to AJ Styles, drapes his arm over as the ref conveniently comes to. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan retains the title, thanks to Eric Rowan.
Yep.
And him kicking the ref in the face.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan celebrate in the ring and leave together, the new Wyatt family, as it were.
Something like that.
So, did you add Eric Rowan to my roster yet?
Actually, Eric Rowan was already on the roster.
I said on my roster.
No, we haven't changed yet.
Oh.
That's one of the changes we have to make.
Fair.
Right now, he's currently on Tiff's roster.
Oh, is he? I thought he wasn't on anyone's roster.
No, he had Harper on Tiff's roster.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fuck me.
We'll figure it out. I did speak to Tiff about it earlier. I told her we would address it tomorrow before we did the regular weekly scoring.
All right. So let's go to Eric Rowan.
Sounds good.
And apparently they are calling him Eric Rowan because that's how they addressed him when he came out. It's like, hey, it's Eric Rowan. What's he doing out here?
Yep.
So he gets 5 for being at ringside.
Okay.
Because I counted that as commentary.
All right.
6 for interference in the match.
Uh-huh.
1 for the face clutch chokeslam because that's his finishing move, I believe.
Yep.
Total of 12 points to Eric Rowan.
Okay.
Going to the phenomenal AJ Styles.
While we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and render him active.
You do that.
All right, the phenomenal one.
8 for being in a match. 27 for countering a whole buttload of moves. 15 for doing equally amounts of buttload of moves.
Uh-huh.
Total of 50 points to AJ Styles.
Wow, 50 even. That's just convenient.
Yeah.
178.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. And then the new Daniel Bryan. 8 points for being in a match, 30 points for winning the match, 25 for retaining his hemp title. Now it's his hemp title anyway. 27 points for equal amounts of counters to AJ Styles. I give him 5 points for an OMG for face planting Styles on the top of their turnbuckle and breaking his nose open in the early part of the match. So that was the other thing too. Is AJ was bleeding for like 75% in this match.
He was. Where did he do that?
He hit the Cesaro spot that turned him from Cesaro into Cesaro.
Right.
Except instead of landing on the mouse, apparently AJ landed on the bridge of his nose and busted it open.
Yeah, but in what position, I mean?
What do you mean?
Like, where did he land?
He hit the top of the turnbuckle. Like, his face literally smashed into the turnbuckle and broke his nose or busted it open.
From the inside of the ring?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the standard flip them into the turnbuckle, but like Cesaro, he went a little too high, just bam, right on top.
Because I think that's the spot I was thinking of where he hit that hard enough that he broke his nose, but it didn't affect the screen the way Ronda's punch did.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was broken or if it was just busted open. It didn't seem broken because he didn't seem like he had problems breathing like Cena did. And it wasn't like all twisted to the side like Cena's was when Seth kicked him in the nose.
Right. Need
him in the nose. That's right. Need to nose. Need a face.
Knees to face. Hashtag knees to faces.
Yeah. See, I'm thinking it just like lacerated his nose and broke it open. It didn't actually break it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I give him an OMG for that just because blood.
Yeah.
13 points for the moves he did do, which was a lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of submission moves too, because technical wrestler.
Yeah.
Total of 88 points to the new Daniel Bryan.
One puts him at 192. All right. Rolling on.
Indeed. That's it for my segment.
He says as he cuts himself off. Okay. Let's roll it on. I technically know it's not, you dumb shit.
What do you mean? That was the last match I had scored.
Yes, but after the match.
Oh, yeah. Well, that I included the points. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I know.
He knee
Eric Rowan gets
AJ.
to the ring and picks up AJ so Bryan can charge and hit him with a running knee to the face.
Yeah, he knee plussed him in the face. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Next, we get a video package looking at the brawl last night after TakeOver Phoenix went off the air. Then a video package about this upcoming Universal title match between Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. And then the Universal title match between Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar.
Now say it's right. It's Bork Laser.
Yeah. Regardless, Heyman does his introduction, of course. And Balor, we were debating, my friends and I, whether Balor was we were going to get the Demon or not. We did not get the Demon. We got the man, Finn Balor.
Yeah, as soon as Finn came out, I knew he was going to lose.
Yeah. So, to Balor's credit, he took it immediately to Brock, throwing a flurry of strikes before Brock could even see him coming. just throwing kicks and punches, and then the running drop kick into the corner. Unfortunately, he went for the sling blade and got caught with a belly-to-belly suplex. Then Brock beat the shit out of him outside the ring for a while. However, Balor managed to get an advantage at one point when he managed to shove Brock abdomen first into the announce table, which had its top ripped off. And then did it again, so that basically Brock just was taking shots right to the exposed abdomen down there. And that kind of really slowed him down. And then there was some more fighting in the ring. Balor still throwing his sling blades, drop kicks, trying to get an advantage, but Brock keeps coming back. Lariats, suplexes. But Brock is selling the ribs and is dealing with this midsection injury the whole match, and Balor keeps working on it. And at one point, he tries to go for an F5. Balor counters into a DDT and then does a double stomp to the injured midsection. He knocks Brock out, that suicide dives him 3 times in a row. Brock finally stumbles back in the ring, and Balor hits the running dropkick in the corner and goes up top and actually connects with the coup de grace. But unfortunately, Brock, ever clever as he is, as soon as Balor goes on him, attempt to go for a pinfall, Brock rolls his weight over onto Balor, spins him around, and locks him in a Kimura lock. And unfortunately, Finn Balor has no choice but to tap out. Nice to see Brock using that move, though. He hasn't used that in a long time.
Yeah, well, he hasn't had to.
Yeah. So, there we go. So, Paul Heyman will get accompaniment points. As he does.
As he does.
And then Finn Balor Finn Balor's going to get himself 8 points for being in a match at the pay-per-view. And he will get himself 12 points for moves because he was doing all the work. He has 20 and 3 for the his counter of the F5 into a DDT. He has 23 points to Finn Balor. Three and 7 is 240. All right. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, next up we have the reigning, defending, undisputed Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Excuse me.
Not for long, based on what happened as Royal Rumble went off the air.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, so Brock Lesnar will get himself 30 points for winning this pay-per-view match, 25 for retaining his title is 55. He'll get 8 for being in the match is 63. 4 moves is 67. And 3 for his counter of the suicide dive into a suplex at one point. Or something into a suplex. Now, what did I say? It was 30 to 55, 63, 7. Yeah, 70 points to Brock. Puts Brock at 88 points. All right. And of course, lastly but leastly, we have the men's Royal Rumble match to end the program.
I would just like to say I called it.
Yes. Also, after the match, Brock beats the shit out of Finn Balor and hits him with some more suplexes. Just for the record. Actually, you know what? For that, I'm going to actually give Brock 2 more points because I don't think I counted the post-match suplexes, so I'll give him 2 for that. Let's put him at a nice even 90. All right. So on to the men's Royal Rumble. We opened the men's Royal Rumble with an Elias heel turn out of nowhere. I have no idea whose idea this was, but it was stupid.
Yeah, that was weird. Because isn't Jeff Jarrett usually the heel in these situations?
Yeah, usually.
What the fuck?
I guess being a legend precludes you from being a heel, being a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Unless you're racist Hogan, then they make an exception.
Ouch. He redeemed himself.
Yeah. Anyway, so Elias starts off in the ring. He insults the Arizona Diamondbacks by saying this is more people than they'd ever seen in their arena. And he then proceeds to attempt to sing a song. But he's interrupted by the number 2 entrant of the Royal Rumble, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. That's JEFFJARRETT. Ain't he great? And now Jeff, remind me, because I didn't watch in some of the older days. Has Jeff Jarrett always worn that ridiculous ring gear?
You mean the cowboy get up?
Is that what it was? Because he wasn't wearing a hat.
Yeah, he did. He came out with the big ass cowboy hat.
Oh, did he have the hat? I didn't even see his hat.
He had the hat too, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and yes, he has.
Okay, I'm more just that he had these 4 things going all over his chest, like he didn't look like a cowboy. He looked like what Las Vegas thinks a cowboy is.
Yeah, I mean that might be a variant on it, but yeah, his gear's always been cowboy themed with the guitar.
Okay, fair enough. And why he didn't bring one with him, I don't know.
Because Elias had one.
I know, but given that it's every man for himself, why would you not bring your own as a counter, given what happened?
Oh.
Well, anyway, Elias invites Jeff Jarrett into the ring. Jeff Jarrett cuts his promo, and then Elias says that he knows why Jeff Jarrett is out. He said it's nice to finally be interrupted by somebody that actually brings something to the table. And he says he knows that Jeff is a Hall of Famer, and Elias is a future Hall of Famer, and he knows that Jeff is out here because he wants to have a duet with Elias to start the Royal Rumble. And Jeff Jarrett asks the audience if they would like this. But unfortunately, as he's about to do this, Elias attacks him from behind, throwing some right hands, then stomping him on the ground. As Jeff tries to fight back with some punches, but Elias clotheslines him, then picks up his guitar and bashes Jarrett across the back with it, and then throws him out for an elimination.
No. Elias asks him how to spell his name again. Jeff Jarrett starts to spell it, and then he bashes him over the back of the head.
Oh, okay.
To start the match.
Fair enough. So anyway, Jeff Jarrett gets thrown out, and then we proceed with the match. Shinsuke comes out next, and he and Elias do their thing for a little while. Let's see. Big E comes out and is impressive for a little while. Then Kurt Angle, the first surprise of the night, comes out, starts throwing suplexes and Olympic slams around. Unfortunately, he gets quickly eliminated by Nakamura with a Kinshasa to the face.
You mean angle slams?
Yeah.
Remember, he's in WWE now. You can call it the angle slam.
Recapper said Olympic slam. All I'm saying.
No recapper's wrong.
Now, anyway, Johnny Wrestling makes a surprise appearance in his new Dark Phoenix wrestling gear. Fresh off of NXT TakeOver. And he puts on a pretty good show in the match. Jinder Mahal comes out, accompanied by the Singh brothers, and jumps in the ring and then gets immediately eliminated by Johnny Wrestling. Which was just so enjoyable. Then the Singh brothers jump in and decide to interfere in the match anyway, and they get beat up by Elias and Big E. And at one point, Big E reaches in and removes pancakes from his trunks and shoves them into Sunil Singh's mouth.
Ew.
Yeah, that happened. That was also the reaction of everybody I was watching it with. So after this, Samoa Joe comes out and starts wrecking everybody. Then he gets in a fight with Johnny Wrestling. Until he then throws Big E out for a while, fights Nakamura. Kurt Hawkins comes out and hops in the ring, but then thinks better of it and gets back out of the ring. He gets back in the ring again and tries to attack Samoa Joe, then slides out again. Then the next time he gets in the fight until Joe grabs him and puts him in a coquina clutch. Elias then hits him, and Kurt Hawkins falls out to ringside under the rope, and he proceeds to hide under the ring. Seth Rollins rolls out, goes right at Johnny Wrestling with a Falcon Arrow, a super kick to Nakamura. Throws out Elias. Titus O'Neil comes out next, and to his credit, he runs down the ramp, but then stops very early to make sure there is not a repeat of the Titus World Slide. He pauses for a second, he celebrates that he didn't do it, and then he proceeds to go get himself into the ring, into the Royal Rumble match. But Kurt Hawkins, he notices Kurt Hawkins under the ring, however, and then chases him under the ring. They pop out the other side. They come into the ring from that side, and then as Titus chases Hawkins, Hawkins pulls a rope down, and Titus goes flying out of the match.
I'd also like to say he slows down so that there's not a replay of the Titus World Slide. So WWE does work for him and replays the Titus World Slide.
Yeah.
So WWE for the meme?
Pretty much. Fair enough. So Kofi comes out, starts flying around. Mustafa Ali right behind him. We pick the pace of the match up a little bit. Nakamura makes the mistake of going up top, gets kicked in the head by Mustafa Ali, and gets eliminated. Ali starts going at it with Johnny Wrestling, trading kicks until Ali with a tornado DDT. Joe then takes Ali out with a big old suplex. Dean Ambrose comes out, goes right after his former Shield mate Seth Rollins. Stomps on him in the corner, then knocks Kofi out. But Kofi manages to keep his feet from touching the floor by keeping them on the apron. Kofi then manages to get up on his hands and roll himself with his feet still on the apron over to the stairs so he can get back in the match.
It should also be noted with Mustafa Ali, his entry into the Rumble was via Rolling Thunder X Factor.
Yes, it was.
It was kind of awesome.
It was.
I don't remember who he did it to, though.
Still. Anyway. So, more things go on. Ambrose eliminates Johnny Wrestling. No Way Jose congas down to the ring, but climbs in the ring, he may have set a record for the shortest time in the Rumble. But he gets just immediately clotheslined right back over the rope. No, it's apparently not the record. Apparently we're listing in No Way Jose at 2 seconds. So Santino still has the record at 1 second. Santino's record stands. Anyway, Drew McIntyre comes out and he attacks No Way Jose on the ramp and starts throwing punches at a bunch of the conga liners too. He then gets in the ring and starts throwing Claymore kicks at 3 different people, then starts fighting Samoa Joe. Xavier Woods comes out next, but as he comes out, Kofi gets thrown out on top of him, and he manages to catch Kofi in such a way that Kofi's feet stay in the air.
Actually, from what I understand, this was a botch on Xavier Woods' part.
Okay.
Xavier was actually supposed to catch him, not fall over.
Ah.
And because he fell over, Kofi had to save the entire bit and had the wherewithal to keep his leg in the air.
Yeah.
And apparently, from what I understand, Kofi then, on Xavier's back like that, kind of, when Misfits like, Xavier, just do it anyway. Pick me up.
Yeah.
So Xavier completely botching the entire thing, and Kofi, being Kofi, actually managed to save the entire thing.
Yeah.
So I would probably say botch points to Xavier Woods for that.
That's fair.
Continue.
So anyway, Xavier manages to hand walk Kofi back over to the stairs. They both get back in the match, and then both immediately get clotheslined back over the top rope by Drew McIntyre. Pete Dunne from the UK champion comes running out. He jumps in next, starts throwing suplexes and kicks. There's an arm hold. Mustafa Ali gets slammed into Drew McIntyre while he's down. Andrade comes out after that, followed by Apollo. Starts throwing drop kicks. Now there's a Samoan drop on Dunn. More attacks. Aleister Black from NXT comes out at number 21. Actually, is Aleister still the NXT champion?
Nope, Tommaso Ciampa took it from him.
Fair enough. Former NXT champion comes in.
Also, I don't know how the hell he's wrestling, because at the end of that match the night before, Aleister Black could barely walk.
Well, Aleister Black comes out, kicks Mustafa Ali out of midair when he attempted a moonsault, then hits Ambrose with a black mass, knocking him out for the elimination. Joe hits a spinning power slam. Shelton Benjamin, the gold standard, then makes his way out, throws some kicks. Shelton saves Mustafa Ali, who ends up in a coquina clutch by kneeing Joe in the face. Joe looks pissed at Ali, who manages to shove Joe to the outside for an elimination. Baron Corbin then comes out, hits Ali with a deep six. He manages to knock Cruz out for an elimination. Jeff Hardy then comes out, leads everyone in a delete chant. Hits a twist of fate on Shelton, then Whisper in the Wind's 3 people simultaneously.
Is that an OMG for the Hardy?
It's a multi-person finisher. Yeah, what the hell?
Woo!
I'll count it. Where is Geoff? That would be OMG on that. All right, moving on. So people keep going. Corbin has control for a little while. Black and Dunn go at it. Corbin manages to eliminate Aleister Black. Then Pete Dunne gets eliminated via Claymore kick. Ray comes in at 25, leaves him but gets caught with a chokeslam backbreaker. The almighty Bobby Lashley enters next. Leo Rush accompanies him. And Lashley gets in but quickly gets thrown right back out by Seth Rollins, which pisses Bobby Lashley off so much he pulls Seth Rollins out of the ring, beats the shit out of him, and chokeslams him through an announce table.
Thank you, Lashley.
Clap, 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 clap. Why are you thanking him for assaulting your dude?
That's how Seth Rollins wins the entire damn thing.
Ah.
Because he's dead outside the ring for the rest of the fucking match.
Right.
If Seth had stayed in the match, he probably wouldn't have won. He probably would have got too damn tired.
That's true.
I got worried when he came out that early. I was like, oh, God, he's not going to win, is he? And then, boom, chokes him to the table. I'm like, yes, thank you, Lashley. Thank God.
So anyway, Braun Strowman comes out next.
You gave Lashley 5 points for the table spot, right?
Yes, it's in there.
Okay.
Strowman comes out, goes right after Baron Corbin.
Bro.
Throws him right out of the match, then eliminates Shelton, then throws out Jeff Hardy for good measure.
Fuck you, Braun.
Dolph Ziggler comes out and he starts fighting Braun.
Which I might add makes Dolph Ziggler a liar.
Yeah.
Because he outright said he wasn't going to be in the Rumble because he had other things he had to do that day.
Yeah. Well, Braun and Drew fight in the apron, and Ziggler super kicks Drew McIntyre in the face and eliminates him, much to his consternation. Randy Orton comes out at 29. He gets dropped by Strowman. Then there's a part where Braun ends up in the corner, and everybody except Orton ends up in a big superplex power slam combination out of the corner, which is pretty cool looking. R-Truth finally comes out at number 30 and begins rapping the "What's Up" as the crowd chants in, but R-Truth gets about halfway down the ramp when out of nowhere he gets blindsided by Nia Jax.
Yep.
After blindsiding R-Truth and leaving him on the ramp, Nia Jax proceeds to enter herself into the men's Royal Rumble match. She splashes Dolph Ziggler, big boots Andrade and Ray, and then follows up with an elbow drop. Mustafa Ali gets so confused at the confrontation, he eats a headbutt and gets eliminated.
Well, he's actually like, yo, I'm not going to fucking hit you. Are you crazy? And she's like, fine, I'll hit you. Bam.
Pretty much.
Mustafa Ali's like, I'm not going to, he puts his head up. He's like, I'm not going to fight you. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, boom.
Randy Orton goes for an RKO, but Nia shoves him off and hits him with a shoulder block. Then picks up Ray, but Dolph is the first one to say, I don't care what your gender is, you're in our match, and super kicks her in the face.
Well, Randy was technically the first one, and he doesn't just outright go for the RKO. He just stands there, and she turns around, and they come face to face, and Orton just kind of stares at her for a moment. And then he kind of does the Mustafa Ali thing of, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Turns around to walk away. And then, of course, Randy Orton, as he turns to walk away, he just reaches back and goes for it, and she shoves him.
Yep.
Because it's Randy Orton. He doesn't care.
Yeah, well, anyway, Dolph super kicks her in the face. Then Ray trips, drop kicks her into the ropes, and hits her with a 619. And then Orton hits her with an RKO.
And I want that double team in the game for you and me, the 619 RKO.
That would be a good double team.
Also, as I believe it was Cole that mentioned it, that Nia Jax is only the 4th woman to ever enter the men's Royal Rumble.
3rd, I think.
I thought he said 4th.
I thought at this point the only 2 were Chyna and Beth, weren't they?
Karma. I think Karma entered it.
Oh, that's right, Karma.
The year she got fired.
That's right. It was only the year she was there.
Yeah.
I forgot they did do Karma that one time. Fair enough. 4th.
I want to see Karma come back, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, probably not. Anyway, so after this happens, Randy tries to eliminate Nia. She hangs on, so Ray drop kicks her out. Then Orton hits Ray with an RKO and throws him out. Then Andrade runs up and throws Orton out.
Does Nia get OMG points for entering the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Fair.
I'm going to allow this.
Fair.
So anyway, after all that series of exchanges, Andrade faces off with Dolph Ziggler because Braun is still kind of hanging out outside the ring. He has not been eliminated, and Rollins hasn't gotten up from the table yet. Braun finally gets back in the ring and drops Ziggler and Andrade, splashes Andrade in the corner, then Ziggler in the other corner, then goes back outside and clotheslines Rollins, who was trying to get up. Then he gets back in the ring, and Ziggler and Andrade double-team him. Then Rollins finally manages to get back to his feet and hits Braun with a frog splash from the turnbuckle. Braun starts fighting everybody off and throws Andrade out, then clotheslines Ziggler out. Then Rollins tries to eliminate Braun, but he holds on, so he super kicks him in the face, and he still hangs on. So he charges at him, but Braun catches him and choke slams him. Rollins starts fighting back, and they end up fighting out to the apron, where Rollins manages to shove Braun into the ring post and then curb stomp him on the apron for the elimination.
No, he shoves him into the ring post, he super kicks him to drop him to one knee, and then curb stomps him.
You're right, my apologies.
And I want that as a fucking apron elimination in the game. Just that entire exchange. If you basically jump over the rope, slam him into the turnbuckle, super kick, and then curb stomp.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be an awesome elimination. It'd be involved, but it'd be awesome.
It would be.
Did you catch what Rollins said when he realized he won?
What did he say?
Because it zoomed in on his face, because he stood there kind of in disbelief for a moment, thinking, no, that can't be. There's got to be someone else in the match. And the ref raises his hand, and you hear, your winner, Seth Rollins, burn it down. And as you look at Seth's face, which is looking directly at the camera, you can see what he's actually saying, and he goes, holy shit. He completely was like, wait, I won? What? So yeah, Seth Rollins couldn't believe he actually won the Rumble.
Well, there you go.
So your winner is Seth freaking Rollins.
Pretty much. So let's go ahead and do what we did. We'll do what we did
the winners of the Rumbles this year, the man and the man.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why they are the men.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, let's go ahead in order of elimination as we are wont to do. First up is Double J, so we'll just skip him.
Yeah.
So the first proper elimination was Kurt Angle. Got eliminated by Shinsuke.
You suck. You suck.
All right, so Kurt Angle will get the, let's see, so what's the base on this? Base 11, same as the previous Rumble, add on 4 for main event.
Yep. Base 15.
So 15 is at base here. So Kurt gets base 15 at 3 moves, is 18 points to Kurt. Oh, come on. is 59. It's going to be 67 for Kurt. Next up was Jinder Mahal, who didn't do anything, so he's just going to get the base 15. Is 82 and 5 is 87.
Singh Brothers for accompaniment and interference.
Yep, Singh Brothers are going to get 11 a pop. All right. Big E got eliminated. He didn't actually have any eliminations, but he did have moves. So Big E will get base 15 and 4 moves. It's 19 points to Big E.
WWE if they're going to continue to do this, they need to vary who comes out because it's always Big E who comes out first.
It is. All right, next. Following Big E was Elias, who had 1 elimination, so he'll get base 15. 3 for an elimination is 18. 3 for a guitar is 21.
5 for a promo.
Yeah, 5 for a promo is 26, and 1 move is 27 points to Elias. It's going to be 106, 116, and 7 is going to be 123. All right. After Elias was Titus O'Neil.
Okay.
Who got eliminated by Kurt Hawkins. So Titus O'Neil didn't do anything, so Titus O'Neil will just get base 15. That's 28. After that was Kurt Hawkins, who got thrown out by Joe. Kurt Hawkins had 1 elimination. So Kurt Hawkins will get base 15, and 1 elimination is 18. So 18 to Kurt Hawkins. He is 43, and 8 is 51. Next up was Shinsuke Nakamura, who had 1 elimination, so that puts him at 18. And 2 moves is 20 points to Shinsuke. $162. After Shinsuke was Johnny Wrestling, who we don't count because he's NXT. After that was No Way Jose, who did nothing except show up, so base 15 for No Way Jose.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be 29 and 5 is 34. Following this was Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Neither of whom had any eliminations.
Do they get OMG points for the Kofi save?
Well, Kofi had 2 Kofi saves, so he would get it twice.
What do you think?
I'm okay with it.
All right.
So Xavier Woods gets base 15, 5 for the OMG. What do you think? Minor botch or major botch?
I'm going to say minor botch because Kofi actually managed to save it.
That's fair. So then, therefore, that's going to put Xavier at 20, minus 3 on the botch. Or is it minus 1 on the botch? I can't remember what the rules are.
Let's see.
Let me double check. Botch. No, it's minus 3 for a minor. I was correct. So therefore, that's going to be 17 points to Xavier Woods.
Yeah. Now, Kofi, I don't know if he should get the botch points for this or if it's really the ref, because technically on the first Kofi save, he got eliminated, but they didn't call it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw this because someone did a video of mistakes that you might have missed in the Royal Rumble this year.
Mhm.
And one of them was that with the first Kofi save, he didn't actually save himself. Both his feet touched the ground.
Oh.
But the ref just chose not to call it.
Ah.
So I don't know, is that a botch on his part or a botch on the ref for not calling it?
I'm not gonna take Kofi on that because it's hard to know for sure.
Fair.
So I guess Kofi is gonna get himself let's see, base 15 and 2 OMGs. It's 25 points, Kofi. What's him at 53? Next up, we have Dean Ambrose got eliminated. He had 1 elimination, so Dean Ambrose will get 18. And did not hit any moves, so just 18.
Though they're probably going to bury him through WrestleMania since he's leaving.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Although Taz has gone on record in saying that that's a work, but given how badly they're burying him, I'm not so certain.
Yeah. Well, appearing enough that he's going to lose a few to Nia Jax, presumably, so.
Yeah.
All right, so after that was Samoa Joe, who had 3 eliminations.
A bunch of moves.
So Samoa Joe going to get base 15. 3 eliminations is another 9, is 24 points. And 5 moves is 29 points to Joe. Is 189 for Joe.
Joe is gonna kill you.
Something like that. Let's see. After Joe was Apollo Crews, who had no eliminations and didn't really do much, although he did have 3 moves, so he does at least get himself up to 18. What's that guy? Let's put it at 160 even. After Apollo, Aleister Black from NXT and Pete Dunne from NXT UK got eliminated, so we don't count them. The almighty Bobby Lashley
did nothing.
Well, he put a dude through a table.
Yeah, that's true.
So Bobby Lashley will get himself base 15.
And 5 for the table.
5 for a table spot. And 1, because I'm pretty sure the Chokeslam is a move he has.
Fair.
Somewhere along the way. So Lashley gets 21 points. Got 192. And Leo Rush gets accompaniment and interference for assisting with the table setup. So 11 points to Leo, so that puts him at 188. Next up, Baron Corbin gets eliminated. He had 2 eliminations himself, which puts him at 21. And 2 moves is 23 points to Baron Corbin. When is, let's see, that becomes 47, 167. After Corbin is Shelton Benjamin, who had no eliminations. So Shelton will get base 15 and 1 move for a spinning heel kick.
Okay.
16 points to Shelton. Shelton at 26 for the season. After Shelton, we have Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy had no eliminations, but he did get himself base 15. He did get himself an OMG for a triple whisper in the wind. It's 20, and 2 moves is 22 points to Jeff Hardy.
Delete.
Just to think about it, maybe it's just going to play in the game. Am I the only one that wants Jeff Hardy to have the ability to say delete and use his brother like a Kingdom Hearts summon?
Ha! That'd be interesting.
Sorry, it's a link now. It's not a summon anymore. Anyway.
That kind of makes me want a WWE RPG game.
That'd be interesting. Moving along, Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath.
Well, he'll start with 4 points for an assault for beating up a bunch of indie wrestlers.
Yeah. So Drew McIntyre will get base 15. 4 for the assault is 19.
4 for the assault.
I just said that.
Okay. A shed load of Claymore kicks.
Yeah, hang on. 4 for the assault is 19. McIntyre had 3 Claymore kicks. I think he need another one. That is 4 Claymore kicks.
I thought he had more than that, because didn't he Claymore kick Velveteen Dream on the way down, too? I seem to remember you saying that.
No.
No.
No, I think it was 4 Claymore kicks. Anyway.
Okay.
Because he Claymore kicked to do he eliminated somebody by Claymore kick too. So anyway, Drew McIntyre, like we said, has base 15. He's got 4 for the assault is 19. 4 moves is 23. And Drew also had 4 eliminations.
All right.
It's another 12 points. So what did I say? So 15 and 4, 19. And then another 4 is 22. Plus 12 is 32. We have 34 points to Drew.
Yay, Drew.
It was 82 and 4 is 186. All right. After Drew, we have Mustafa Ali.
Woo!
Who gets himself base 15. 2 eliminations is another 6, puts him at 21. And 2 moves is 23 points to Mustafa Ali. Ali puts him at 153.
Yes, doesn't it also make him the first ever 205 Life member to have ever entered the Royal Rumble? And Neville doesn't count because he wasn't 205 Live when he entered the Rumble.
Right. I'm going to go with no, because didn't Enzo enter the Rumble?
But Enzo started on the main roster, so he doesn't count either.
So does that mean you're also not going to count Kalisto?
Correct. Because Mustafa started on 205 Live.
Fair enough. Then I guess so. Anyway, moving along. After suddenly Nia Jax.
Who also gets 4 points for an assault.
Yes.
Hello?
Yep. I hear you. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, I'm sure you can hear me. So yes, Nia Jax gets base. Yeah, Nia Jax gets base 15. 4 for an assault is 19. 1 elimination is 22. 5 moves is 27. 3 for a counter of the RKO is 30. And 5 for an OMG for entering the Royal Rumble of the opposite gender. It's 35 points to Nia Jax.
Nia Jax paying dividends for you tonight.
Yeah. So 30, let's see, it's going to put her at 5, 6, 7, 8, 108.
Okay.
Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, booyaka.
619 has 1 elimination, so that's 18. And Rey had 3 moves. Rey had more than 3 moves, didn't he? 1, 2, and then another drop. No, I guess he didn't. All right. Anyway, so what was it? 8. So what did it say? Well, she's 18 and 21 points to Rey.
Ray.
Which puts him at exactly 120. After Ray was Randy Orton, got thrown out by Andrade.
Hearing the voices.
Yep, Randy Orton has one elimination for throwing Ray out. So that puts him at 18. And Orton has 2 moves, is 20 points to Randy Orton. Puts Randy Orton at 40 this season. He hasn't done much.
No, but he's kind of on the downward slope now. He's basically on a Legends contract at this point.
Yeah. Andrade. Coming in here. Andrade had 1 elimination. That being his elimination of Randy Orton by blindsiding him. Andrade gets base 15, 3 for the elimination, is 18. And Andrade did not have moves. So that's just 18 for Andrade there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 47 and then 8, 155. Dolph Ziggler had 1 elimination, so that puts him at 18. And 2 moves is 20 points to Dolph Ziggler. That's 64.
Yep. Also, depending on whether Ziggler's telling the truth or not, I might be kind of screwed with him.
Okay.
Because when he mentioned in the interview that he mentioned that he wasn't going to be at the Rumble because he apparently had booked another
Event.
gig, his stand-up comedy stuff.
Right.
He booked an event that night. He also did say because they talked about like his contract stuff. How there's rumors about his contract coming up, blah blah blah. And he said, "No, my contract is still good. I'm happy. I'm doing my stuff, but." Right now, I am officially on hiatus from the WWE.
Oh, all right.
I'm like, and as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, shit.
Fair enough.
Because I have Dolph Ziggler, so.
Yeah.
I might not be getting any more points out of him if he's telling the truth.
Maybe. Anyway, next up was Braun Strowman.
Braun.
Who, to the surprise of nobody, had the most eliminations this night with 5 eliminations. So that's base 15 and 15 eliminations is 30 points to Braun Strowman.
You mean 5 eliminations.
Yeah, 5 eliminations is 30 points to Braun Strowman. Plus 3 moves is 33 points to Braun Strowman.
Fair.
23 is 53 and 6 is 59 on him. And lastly, your winner, Seth freaking Rollins.
Woo!
Indeed. Seth freaking Rollins will get 30 points for winning a match at a pay-per-view. He will get 10 points for winning a specialty match. Is 40. He will get 5 for winning the main event. Is 45. He will get base 15, which puts him at 60. He had 3 eliminations, which puts him at 69. And let's see here. Where is he? And 5 moves is 74 points to Seth freaking Rollins.
Does he get 5 OMG for the curb stomp on the apron?
You know what? Yeah, 79 points to Seth freaking Rollins. I need 89 and 5. Puts him at 294.
Woo!
All right. Thus endeth the Royal Rumble as Seth Rollins celebrates post-match at
Not
points
quite.
at the WrestleMania sign.
Not quite. There's one more scene. Did you see the final scene of Royal Rumble?
That was the final scene of the Royal Rumble.
No, it's not, because after that, for a very, very quick scene, it cuts backstage to the control room where Vince McMahon is sitting, and Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar walk by, and they say something to him, like fuck you or something like that, and walk out. So that's why I said Brock may not be the champion for long based on that, because the last time they did a scene like that, it was back at WrestleMania when Brock won the title, and he threw the WWE title at Vince.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Brock's once again telling the boss where to shove it.
Yeah. I don't think that part actually aired on the regular show. Unless I
Okay, so maybe the version
really...
that they have on the network as the saved version is edited, because you also said you didn't see the blackout, and they put the blackout in that version.
Yeah, so they must have, maybe they added that in. I don't know, because I didn't see that. So at least that I recall, unless I totally missed it.
Yeah, if you go back onto the network and just fast forward all the way to the end, that's the last thing you see right as it goes off the air. Is basically Brock going, "Fuck you, Vince," and walking out.
Fair enough.
So for some reason, Brock is pissed. We don't know why. We know why last time when he threw the title.
Yeah.
And also at that point, Vince was pissed at Brock for going off script and basically teeing off against Vince's golden boy, Roman Reigns.
Well, apparently Brock wasn't that pissed because he showed up on Raw, so.
Fair enough.
So,
or maybe he showed up at Raw because he was pissed.
Because
did he show up on Raw to destroy Seth Rollins?
Yes, he did.
So, yeah, apparently he was that pissed.
But he didn't know if he was going to do that because he didn't know if Rollins was going to pick him. So, he didn't know if he would have the chance or not, but.
True. I don't know. But that is the scene that took us off the air.
Okay.
So, to the happy totals.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Let's see if here. Let's do a data refresh. Where is it? There we go. All right. Following all of that, still in the lead by a healthy 480 some odd point margin is the Extremely Legit Yes Movement at 38-32. In second place at 33-84 are the Rowdy Last Kickers, and still almost 1,000 points behind is me at 24-80. Yay.
Well, that'll change once we shift the rosters around.
A little bit. All right, there we go.
All right, and to close out the evening, leaderboards.
Indeed. All right, top of the leaderboards is your Royal Rumble winner, Seth freaking Rollins at 294. Followed closely by the Women's Royal Rumble winner, the man, Becky Lynch at 251. Right behind her is Finn Balor, the failed challenger for the Universal title at 240. Followed by Dean Ambrose off of a, it's not very good showing in the Royal Rumble, 232, who is tied with Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Champion, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Right behind them is the SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka, 229 off of retention. Chad Gable, one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions at 205 live off of his win in a match on the pre-show, kickoff show. Sasha Banks, the Raw Women's title challenger at 203 of her victory. And the Intercontinental Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley, is tied with the WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan, at 192 apiece. If you were to discount the ties, then both Samoa Joe at 189 and Lio Rush at 188 would also be in the top 10.
Fair.
So there you go.
Seth freaking Rollins.
We just changed the interesting complexion there. It's worth noting that I only have two people in the top 10 right now, that being Finn Balor and, of all people, Chad Gable.
Yep.
My next highest person is Lio Rush at 188.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeesh.
Yeah. WWE don't like you.
Yeah, not really. But in all fairness, this is not a surprise. I mean, you got to look at my roster. The problem is, I don't have anybody that does anything. And I figure, one half of the AOP is injured. Aiden English is a commentator. Bray Wyatt's MIA. Brock only shows up once in a blue moon. Jericho's gone. Kurt Hawkins doesn't do shit.
Yeah, Cedric hasn't done shit since he lost the title, which is weird. Because you look at your rosters, like, your roster's not that good. You should have people that are doing stuff. It's just WWE just is being WWE and not doing stuff with them.
Yeah, Cedric does nothing. The Colognes have been gone forever. We know that. Beauty and the Man Beast shows up once in a blue moon. My only hope, my only possible hope, and it probably won't happen. If it hasn't happened already, it probably won't happen this season. Barring something incredibly unexpected following one of the 2 remaining pay-per-views before WrestleMania. My only hope is if Kevin and Sammy return to save me.
Yeah. Well, Nia Jax is about to get a whole crap ton of points if she's about to win a program against Dean Ambrose.
That is true, and that doesn't hurt. And unless Roman happens to get healthy and show up.
Yeah. I would also point out you have the Raw Tag Team Champions, and you will probably soon, if I had my way, you would have the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And the Raw Tag Team Champions, because they didn't defend the titles at Royal Rumble, I almost goddamn guarantee you they're going to defend it at Elimination Chamber. And I would not be surprised if they are successful.
That is fair. I'll tell
Also,
Rusev,
with WrestleMania coming, you're also going to have Undertaker points.
Yeah, it's true. I've also got Rusev, who just got fucked over and is useless. Same with Lana.
Yeah. So you're not getting no more points from him. You can pretty much write him off at this point.
I have Mike and Maria Kanellis, who asked for their release.
Really?
Yeah, that was the rumor.
I guess that makes sense considering they have a newborn they kind of have to take care of.
Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, at the very least, Maria showed up in the Women's Royal Rumble, so give her credit for that.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I just have all the people that just aren't. I mean, I might be getting even more screwed because I was just looking over here at the headlines. Kurt Angle to address his WWE future this Monday on Raw.
Yeah. Hopefully Bray Wyatt will return at some point and help you out there. You kind of need him. Yeah, you're kind of, yeah. It should be a little bit better once we finish up all the trading and get the teams where they need to be.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Because whoever ends up getting the edge heads are probably going to get a modicum of points because I think they're supposed to be getting a push as a tag team. So
that seems unlikely.
Why?
Because they showed up on Raw and they lost.
Yeah, but from what I heard, like, it doesn't seem like going to be breaking up or anything. It just seems like the writer's going to have to help Hawkins basically shake the losing streak.
Yeah, we'll see if it pans out that way. At any rate, that is where we are at right now. So we will see how that plays out. We'll have some, like I said, because there are some teams that are not together right now on rosters. Before tomorrow night's regular weekly scoring, we will be making some roster adjustments to compensate for that. So we will update. We will get back to you with the updated versions of these final scores post Royal Rumble before we go into that.
Fair. So are we going to modify the Royal Rumble scores for that, or are we just not going to do that?
We'll talk about it. We'll let Geoff get in on that decision.
Okay. I don't think it really matters because at the end of the day, the score is going to be the score. But
yeah. All right. So, Geoff, thank you for joining me as always.
Nobody is ready for Asuka.
Fuck you, Vince.
Also, I don't understand where this report / rumor is coming out of, but apparently people are saying Brock could potentially go to AEW. I'm like, really? He's going to go to a company where he's going to have to do more stuff for less money? I don't think so.
You really think they'll give him less money?
You really think AEW is going to be able to afford what Vince is paying Brock to sit on his ass at home and do nothing?
It wouldn't surprise me.
No, I can almost guarantee you he's making more in WWE than he would at AEW. Also, it's
I don't know. The guy that owns AEW is loaded.
Yeah, well, also, if he goes to AEW, he is going to have to agree to work more hours as opposed to what he's working now, which is virtually nothing and making bank.
True.
Because I don't think AEW is going to let Brock sit on his ass at home and do nothing most of the time.
Unlikely, but we'll see.
So I'm like, Brock kind of has it made right now. He doesn't have to do anything and makes more than about 90% of Americans. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Brock would be an idiot to leave WWE unless he's really that unhappy with the company, which they're literally paying you to do nothing. I don't think you have a right to bitch.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because if you're that petty, I'll work for WWE. I'll be paid millions to sit at home and do nothing. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah. Well, all I'm saying, the guy that owns AEW is loaded. He has the money.
Fair. Anyway, that was the Royal Rumble.
Indeed, it was the Royal Rumble. We will see you tomorrow night for the usuals, folks, and we will figure out what's going on and where we are from that point forward.
Indeed.
Till then, we'll see you next time.